Gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. We are ready to go. It's a terrific Tuesday. It is another live stream as I give myself some feedback, but it is going to be a fun one tonight. We are diving into a whole bunch. We got a number one contenders match. We got qualifiers. We got Natty and Shayna in the house. So we got lots to talk about, lots to get into tonight. It's going to be a fun one, folks. Get in that chat. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network. Let's go. Back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream. We got WWE NXT tonight. It's going to be a fun one, folks. Get in that chat. Click all the buttons. Don't forget those little reaction buttons. Apparently, they help the algorithm. Plus, click that like button. Give us a thumbs up as we want. Yeah, look, Michael's already laughing at stuff. Welcome to the channel, Michael. You should like this channel. But we are the channel that covers more live wrestling than anybody else out there. We are strapped in for a long week in wrestling, a good week in wrestling. We are here all the way until next weekend. We are not stopping, but it's going to be a fun one. For the next couple hours, you are strapped in. That's apparently the theme of the night. With KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and that is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight KJ White. I'm Big Nick. And my guy, could we be seeing Natalya's last WWE match tonight? Potentially, because her contract is coming up soon.
I don't see I don't see it, my guy. But you never know. But I do think she is at that point of her career where maybe some training, some production. We know she's doing a lot of stuff with Tyson in her own gym, in her own ring back home. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't think this is the end of her WWE career. I couldn't imagine her. Maybe she'll be the next Owen Hart Classic winner. I don't think so. But, I mean, if maybe she would bring a lot to another company.
But, yeah, stranger things have happened, but I don't think she'll want to be away from her husband. I think it's going to be more of, they're probably, like you were hinting at and talking about, that they're going to restructure her deal a bit to where she'll probably be doing some producing. She'll be doing aging stuff backstage a bit versus being a full-time in-ring performer. Because, I mean, she kind of really has been one to begin with. Respectfully, Natty.
Respectfully. I love Natty. I give her all the credit in the world. I know we kind of bust her chops as being the boat because she floats. But at the end of the day, man, I think it's going to – we've seen it, like people were talking about Becky's contract's coming up, Finn's contract's coming up, so-and-so's contract's coming up. Drew McIntyre, signed. Again, unless you're in a position – now, maybe Natty qualifies for this, where if you are in a position where you feel like you're not being utilized to your full potential, like we saw with Adam Copeland, that may be going over to another company or going to AEW to get that kind of weekly rep in, you know, to be utilized multiple times a week and be kind of a key component to what they're doing, fine. But again, it's going to be a tough one if you're being used and you like how you're treated and you like your role in the company, to jump off that ship that seems to be cruising along very well all around the world. That's a tough sell for me.
Yeah, fair enough. I just stranger things have happened, like you said, Edge right there. Of that was kind of one that I'm surprised with still. But I mean, if wouldn't Edge be kind of an example of when you go over there, you kind of might probably going to get misused a bit?
Again, I just maybe misused, underutilized, not used to the right extent because you come from a place where they were telling a lot of stories, which gave you some build to who you are. The reason why the fans got behind you is we knew who you are. Now it's a different animal. So we've seen, and again, Edge was at that point of his career where the WWE wasn't willing to have him as a regular week-to-week guy. So for him, yeah, I mean, it's a crazy drop-off, right? Smaller crowd, smaller attendance. less interest, and again, you kind of just got to make it up as you go along. It all depends on who you are at the end of the day. It really, really does. But ultimately, we thought maybe a Finn Balor can make that jump because he's kind of that, kind of in that vein. But he signed and stayed. So I know when people talk about Drew or Sheamus, like what's Sheamus going to do? Fight Hook? Like that's a tough show.
Well, and Spaz, shout out to the new homie Spaz here, says Natty could help out TNA in so many ways. So that could very much happen. And I will shout home out again for the $10 super chat. So reminder, everybody, we do have the super chats, the super stickers. If you want to make sure your comment gets read or you just want to help out the channel, we do have the super chats and the memberships as well.
Right.
But Mike, he says, do you want to read it?
Go. No. I was going to say something, but go. I'll get back.
Totally random idea. I've been sharing everywhere. A 2-night SummerSlam at Wembley with stars from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and maybe invite TNA along for the ride. Thoughts?
That's crazy. I mean, I'm all for. I hate the 2-night extravaganzas, but we do know that they are. I mean, they've had very much the success of WrestleMania, so there is that potential of could they do something that big? Would they bring TNA along? I don't know, unless it was like we do a Worlds Collide in England, like maybe
their Forbidden Door SummerSlam type deal, maybe.
But yeah, it'd be really interesting. I know they're trying to do, especially now with the relationship with UFC, that they're trying to do these weekend events, right? SmackDown slap, bitch slap. All on the Friday, Saturday we get some UFC. Sunday we get WWE, which would be a change of pace.
Right. Yeah, I could see it being more something along that line. I don't know if they'd even pair something. Maybe they would pair a SummerSlam if there was a huge UFC pay-per-view or anything. I think if it wouldn't be 2-night SummerSlam like they do 2-night WrestleManias, I don't think. I don't know if they could have something whipped together enough that's going to be that compelling that needs 2 nights on its own. By the time SummerSlam rolls around after WrestleMania, I could see it being one of those like weekend events like you were just talking about, the TKO weekends, to where you've got SmackDown Power Slap, then you've got a UFC pay-per-view, and then you've got, well, Dana White knows all about Power Slap in more ways than one. And then you've got the UFC pay-per-view, then the WWE pay-per-view on Sunday.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's very interesting as they converge on places like Vegas next year. We're going to see the evolution of this and how it works out. How willing is WWE to move to a Sunday pay-per-view, but maybe they don't have a choice, being that, they're involved now in a giant marketing machine. We'll see. It's very intriguing times, but even unto itself, like you see what they're doing in my neck of the woods, and I believe Spaz's neck of the woods, as he gives us $10 Canadian. Thank you so much, sir. But yeah, us fellow Torontonians are getting spoiled with Money in the Bank, but we get like the SmackDown, the Money in the Bank, we get NXT Heat Wave, and you make it a weekend thing, right? And you have everybody converge in one area, and you just make it a whole weekend. We've already seen what they've done with WrestleMania. We see what they're doing now with, like, we just recently saw them. Where were they just? Where did they go?
For which show? Oh, for France?
Oh, France. So you see, they
Backlash.
do the SmackDown.
We all.
They do the Backlash. Completely blanked on what country they went to.
Wow.
And we've seen it now. We're gonna get it this week where they're live on Friday in Jeddah and they're back at it Saturday in Jeddah as well. So yeah, they're getting more and more of these, like, these multi-day events and just capitalizing on all of it.
Oh, absolutely. And that goes hand in hand with how they've expanded their foreign market. Like you just mentioned, they're going to be in Jeddah this weekend. They were in France a couple weekends ago. They're going to Toronto, like you said, for Money in the Bank. They're traveling to all these other countries, and they're going to get their big bang for their buck. And that's when you get the big, huge turnouts and the raucous crowds, because they're there from Friday all the way through Sunday, just jamming, watching wrestling. It's crazy to see now the smaller pay-per-views and everything be able to do what WrestleMania does on those weekends. Of it's the wrestling world collapses on a city, and now they can do that in France, they can do that in Toronto, they can do that in Montreal, they can do that in Jeddah now.
Yeah, they're going to do it in Germany. We're going to see it continue. And when we talk about being a global force, it's something they're definitely going to be doing. Folks, I will take a second to remind everybody we are live in about 5 minutes with the actual show. Get in that chat. Be a friend. Tell a friend. We are here all week long. We are back tomorrow for Dynamite, the go-home show for Double or Nothing. A very interesting show. Thursday, we have our preview show for Double or Nothing and Queen and King of the Ring. And then we are back on Friday for SmackDown, of course. And then the weekend, we hit 2 pay-per-views. Saturday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We will be live. Sunday night, we go live at 6:30. And we are jam-packed full of wrestling all week long. So if you want some wrestling content, this is the place to do it. Thank you for being here. I hope everyone's enjoying their week and having a happy and healthy, safe Tuesday. But we are rolling along. Do not forget, like Spaz, the super chat is your way to guarantee that we click on your comment. We try and get to them all, but we will say hi to some of the people here tonight. Big Nick, do you want to lead the way?
Oh, I was not expecting that. So, okay, I'll scroll up here. So we got Ramon, what up? Kevin, what up? Damien, Spaz again, Damien again, Robert out here saying positive things about AEW all the time. Anarchy in the Arena will be savage.
Yeah.
We'll see. Richard, what up? Hey guys, hoping for a good NXT tonight. The card looks good, but the last few weeks have been disappointing. Yeah, when we give our ratings at the end of the shows, they haven't been super great. And I used to be really high on NXT, and not so much.
NXT is in a bit of a lull, and they're going through a bit of an influx. We saw, they lost some really big names right now. We got a new champion. We're augmenting the women's division. Yeah, there's a lot to be figured out with this particular show, and it's been a little lackluster for the last few weeks.
Right. Rocco, what up? Well, when is the PLE in Berlin? Would love to see the King versus the Dragon. Could you imagine that's when they do that? Is Gunther versus Ilya? That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I kind of guesstimated a little bit in the sense of, would that be the place that Gunther gets his title shot? But I mean, Ilya Gunther, to keep him busy and away from the title, good work.
Right. Well, because we assume we're going to get Drew versus Damien at Clash, and we're probably going to leave with a new champion then. I don't know if they turn around and switch the title again that fast.
I do not think we're leaving Clash with a new champion.
Oh, I think we are. I think it's all about the writings on the wall.
I do not think that's a foregone conclusion. I do not perceive it. I honestly do not see that happening.
Do you not see it happening because you think Damien still has more to do as champion, or it would hurt his reign? Why?
Nah. I just think it's still there's still story to be told. So I do not think that Damien is. I think Damien's reign will continue for all the way into.
It's a good. Sorry.
I think it goes into Clash because I mean, is Damien scheduled for a title defense at King and the Queen?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so you're thinking Clash though.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think come Clash is when we leave with a new champion. That's where Drew leaves. Yeah. We get Drew versus Punk set up after that, and then we get Damien versus Finn after that. I don't think what Damien's done in his reign up until then, I think, will still have sufficed and still was good, and especially coming off of Roman's long historic reign and Cody's probably long extended reign. We're going to need a couple of fast kind of title changes here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm not sold yet. I'm not sold. We'll see how the build goes into Clash, but I'm not convinced. I'm not even convinced that Drew will officially get the title shot, and I think if he does get the title shot, all the teasing leads me to believe that CM Punk's going to ruin it, going to rain on his parade.
Fair enough. We'll discuss that at a later time because I got to rapid fire through these names now.
Yes. TikTok.
Michael saying, how's everybody feeling tonight? Ready for KJ Big Nick, NXT? Let's do this. Shout out my guy. I think you're new as well. Odds, what up? Kyle, what up? Ronnie, Paul, Eric. Anthony's here. What up, homie? Maria, Eric Douglas. C Money, Ramon, tomorrow AW. Yep. Trying to MDB, what up? Jake, I'm trying to see if literally I was running through rapid fire as I can right now. Hassan, Curtis, what up? We need our over-unders on the commercial breaks here. As I'm getting the start of the show, I have then.
I am too. I got then.
There, we're signed up. We're linked up perfectly right now. So we got NXT kicking off.
There you go. We're in Simpatico, folks.
Forever.
NXT is going live forever. But yeah, get in that chat. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Let us know what you are thinking about the show. And we are definitely going to be here for all of it tonight. Should be an interesting one. Again, if nothing else, they're building up, at least trying to make, trying to build up the new talent.
And it's also very much women focused, as everybody likes to talk about how much women's wrestling is on television here. Most of the matches advertised for tonight are all women's matches.
Yeah, and it's been the case, right? Like NXT does an amazing job, and I think if you look at the future of WWE's women's talent,
Right.
there's not a lack of it.
No, not at all. I saw a video going around. I think I shared it on my Twitter today of even showing one of the past rookie classes that's prominently featured tonight with Izzy Dame, Bryn Reece, Kalani Jordan, all just for one. And from one developmental class, and that's still not mentioned. Half the people are coming up now. So,
100%. But Spaz, once again, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate it, sir. Being that I was at both Takeover Toronto events, I'll be calling Heatwave Takeover Toronto 3. I like it. Lucky enough to live just outside of TO, and I'll be back for the 4th to TO 3 times for SmackDown, Money in the Bank, and NXT. Well, we will be here live for those. And Spaz, just so you know, because I know you're new, you bring a sign with our logo, you get a free t-shirt.
Facts.
Facts.
As I'm getting Wesley on my screen. So, yeah, we're getting the #1 contenders match for Olafemi's NXT North American title as well tonight.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a package reminding us of what, remember, Wesley was like, I'm out. Now, not rumor, Ivar's out. Everyone dropping.
Well, depends on rumor. A rumor to Dave Meltzer, fact to everybody else.
Yeah. Well, he's out, but Meltzer might have stretched it a bit.
Yeah.
Speaking of rumors, I saw one in the chat that made me laugh. Here, Craig. How you doing, Craig? Did you hear Bianca's having a baby? We talked about this, folks. Bianca's been currently taking bumps consistently. You can't once you get that that blue line, that double blue line, the oh fuck line, you can't keep taking bumps. They will not let it happen. So the fact that Bianca's still in the tournament and still involved in the Queen of the Ring makes me doubt it a lot. I don't think she's
and winning and everything like that. Yeah. And it's so funny because as that story was going around for the umpteenth time, again, the clip going around too, following it was her getting asked, what's the weirdest thing you've ever read about yourself online? And it's that I'm pregnant.
Did you see Montez changed his bio?
Oh, yeah, he was like, with it,
100%. Father of 3.
Yeah, he was all about that.
Right?
But Boston, what up? John, what up? Romanowski, what up? Yeah, so Joe Coffey is going to be in this match now after him and Gallus laid out Ivar.
Instantly jazzed. Like that little clip right there of Joe Coffey gives you such movie villain vibes.
Absolutely. And even the stuff that he's been doing online of the tweets to where they took out Ivar, they ruined Tuesday. He's got the crying filter and everything.
Right. As here comes Thea, hail and chase you.
Well, at least though with this, like the story that they've set up between Thea and Fallon has played into the qualifying things. Gee, I wonder if they did that intentionally.
Yep. No, you're not wrong.
Right. Romanowski 360. I never thought I'd say too many women.
I'm okay with it, especially on NXT, right? Like you got to cut their teeth somewhere. We got to develop talent.
Right.
I'm all for it. And again, you're trying to produce, not just eye candy, but legitimate female athletes that are coming out. And we already see it on the main roster with the Jades and the Biancas and some of the outstanding wrestlers, even the Baileys and the Beckys. We just saw what Tiffany did. And Fallon
is really good from Fallon. She should be up on the main roster. I still hold out on the whole theory of her and Mickie James as a tag team and call it softcore country.
I'm with it.
But Curtis saying, Big Nick, just for you, my friend, over under number of commercial breaks 9. So you can let us know we're either taking the over, the under, or who you got in this match, folks.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know. I'm going to throw it up in the chat, folks. We'll take your votes. Let me get a little poll going. Pause.
As I've got shoving back and forth here. John's already volunteering for QR code hunt tonight. Yeah, that's the thing. Is because we've that's awesome. You got to start for that. But yeah, remember we've had the QR code show up on NXT before.
Yeah, very interesting, very intriguing, and like now we're at the point now where these QR codes are insane. Like we talked about it last night. I'm like, these letters mean something. Someone else found out there was like spectrograph and
Petrovic.
We were like, what is this Transformer shit? And then it turned into pictures. We got a picture of Uncle Howdy. We got a picture of the moth. And hello.
Hello, darkness. But yeah, when you sent that in the group chat, I was like, this is some next level shit. Like, who's even trying to think of that? My vitamin ass is not trying to figure that out.
It's like our buddy Anthony. He was like, fucking just tell me.
It's enough. I'm not playing fucking Clue anymore.
But yeah, let us know who you're taking in the chat, folks. WWE Japan says, Sonny, WWE is returning to Japan. And I know somebody recently claimed that the only place to go global would have been AEW. However, WWE seems to be proving that wrong. And I think it's very intriguing that WWE is going to spend some time in Japan and what that relationship's going to be like.
Well, we've already... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and then on top of that, with Rossi and apparently Julia broke her wrist.
Yeah, but so she's still going to be fine, I guess. They're still planning for her to come into NXT and everything. I guess allegedly her initial feud is going to be her versus Roxanne whenever she's cleared and all of that. But yeah, going back to the WWE Japan thing, they're very much getting their foot in the door with that. And that was already something that we thought was going to happen when Triple H was in charge of NXT before. We were going to get NXT Europe, we were going to get NXT India, we were going to get NXT Japan and everything. And now when you've got Tanahashi, the president of New Japan, praising their developmental system, you know, we've seen this back and forth, and you've got, you know, them not being quite so happy with their working relationship with AEW, with Moxley being IWGP champion. So it's interesting waters out there in Japan when it comes to pro wrestling right now.
Spaz with another super chat spoiling us tonight. Thank you, sir. Not sure if I'm permitted to plug here, but if anyone in your community, feel free to check me where you vid and pod. Just drop a State of Wrestling with the IWC legend Jake DeMarco, King of the Ring preview Friday as well. Yeah, I mean, for $30, I'll let you plug it. Let's go.
Don DeMarco. Yeah. Okay. That's a pricey plug.
There you go. There we go. Most people try and do it for free, so we'll allow it.
Yeah, I'll let you slide if you're gonna pay me to do it. I'll let you slide. You paid for that ad space. That's the thing is, remember how there were some people last night mentioned how
Chase, you getting kicked out because of Ridge.
I can't do nothing wrong.
I don't fucking get Ridge. He is like the Shrek of NXT. I got layers. No, I don't get it.
Just nothing. He's fucking womp womp womp.
So now
he's the sad trombone music in human form. Just womp womp womp.
Fucking tromboner over here.
Right, he's a good tromboner. That's where he is in Chase U.
New Japan Pro Wrestling irrelevant. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
No. What were we talking about right before? Sorry.
It's definitely had a decline, especially thanks to Tony Khan.
Yeah, all of their top talents now in AEW, which probably does not sit well with the owners and everything of New Japan. With when you're supposed to be having a working relationship, and instead you just sign everybody that we had on our roster.
But I mean, again, it's very intriguing, and again, we've seen kind of that relationship be very interesting. And again, I mean, it's hard to say because on the pay-per-view, we're going to have an IWGP match, eliminator, not an actual title match, was baffling, but nonetheless, it's happening.
Boo.
But ladies and gentlemen, we head into the first break. Let me check on the poll and see how it's doing. 73% are going Fallon all the way.
I think she has to 100%. I've said it before. I'm surprised that she wasn't one of the people that got called up when they did the draft.
I wasn't surprised just because I still feel like she's very green. She spent a lot of time with Bar Rescue.
Her character's there, though. Her character and everything's there.
She just turned heel, though. Like, we don't even know what it's like. I don't know even.
He was one of the stronger ones out of fucking, Brooks and Dunn when they split up.
Yeah, but I mean, Bar Rescue was so shit. Like, I mean, that hindered her, I think. And now that she's turning heel, I think they're going to let her ride the heel train for a little bit before they make any decisions. And of course, my girl Kiana got picked up. So
boo this man, boo this man.
Let's go.
Oh, now I got back to what I was mentioning before we went on the fucking Ridge discussion and everything about how some people were like, well, see, AEW must be doing fantastic because they're, advertising commercials for it during Raw. It's like, no, they paid for ad fucking space with USA, dumbasses.
I didn't even see it. I didn't get it in Canada, so
you got the anti-con filter on.
We're getting Tim Hortons commercials,
right? You got a con VPN instead of a
our new Tim Hortons pizzas. Let's go.
What the fuck? Yeah. How is a donut place making pizza?
They're making flatbread.
Sorry,
pizza.
Side topic.
It's not the greatest, but it's not terrible.
It'll do. Right. It's one of those. Well, I mean, is there ever truly bad pizza?
No, it's like sex.
You're not wrong. I mean, you can't have bad pizza.
I be seeing AEW commercials on YouTube. WWE don't need to do that again. But I think that one of the criticisms of Tony Khan. So I'm going to actually put a positive spin on this.
Try.
Tony Khan needs to build his fan base. We've criticized him for killing his fan base, for shrinking his fan base, to playing to a niche market. So at least we're seeing ads go up. At least he's trying something. I mean, again, just staying, status quo and telling everyone everything's great isn't working. So yeah.
Fair. I'll give you that as we're back in action here. Sorry, I had to click on this one. BJ's Pizza is overrated. Well, that fits in with your prior comparable too.
I'll take either. I'm good. Denisha, how you doing? Welcome back. Good to see you. Eric Douglas, welcome. Larry Mack in the house. Something with Uncle Howdy will be happening sometime tomorrow on WhatsApp. I know. So here's something we'll talk about. Now we're back to the action. So I actually followed WWE on WhatsApp. I did not know it was a fucking thing. I saw the clue, so I did it. So I'm waiting for my notification to ding. They've been on Twitch. They've been on spectrographs. They've been fucking. Now they're going to WhatsApp, like the third world app of the situation.
I was gonna say, what, are they gonna go to Vine next?
Yeah, we're gonna get a Vine. Maybe there'll be some like WWE MySpace that we gotta go check out.
Yeah, well, they had Tout. Tout was the one that they had for a while and everything that they were trying to pitch around when they had Vine.
Right. So, but I don't make you laugh.
Ridiculous.
But yeah,
I'm not downloading WhatsApp for that, so you're gonna have to fill me in on that.
I already had it for multiple reasons.
Fair.
So I just went and somebody literally on YouTube gave the instructions because I didn't know there was things to follow on WhatsApp. I didn't know there was pages. So I went and followed the WWE's page.
Fair enough. But Springboard got a backsplash there from Thea on the Fallon for a 2 count. Well, backs fall, whatever, trust fall, whatever.
Don't you dare boo Kiana.
I will boo her and boo you.
Tape show tonight, Eric. Yes, it is a tape show tonight. So no spoilers. Remember, folks, we are a spoiler-free zone.
They tape tonight.
Steve taking Thea for the win. Break number 1 in the books.
Right, we got 8 more to go.
Ridge is packed. Yeah, Ridge is a guy that might need to go to TNA or to Defy, do the indie circuit for a couple years and come back.
He just needs to get around the spooky witches and everything and just get saged and everything. Just go around, Well, Christ, I haven't seen them in so long. I'm starting to forget their names there. The two ginger Scottish chicks.
Oh, going for the Kimura.
Well, she rolled through and is still locking in the Kimura. That's a bit of suspension of disbelief. Oh.
Okay, I'll take it. Ridge should have stayed retired. He was retired for 7 minutes.
I don't even think he made 72 hours.
Ridge's character is that he's unlucky. He's the fucking Eeyore of wrestling.
I thought that earlier so much.
It kills me.
Shiniest wizard, 1, 2, 3. Fallon with the win.
See, I can get behind this. I like Fallon. I have no issue with Fallon.
I've liked her since she split away from Bar Rescue.
Mm-hmm. No, you kind of like Bar Rescue a little more than I did.
Yeah, well, I'm still waiting for my man Nost Malone to make a comeback here.
He might be lost in
with the Kentucky waterfall.
Right.
Oh, we got Jasmine Ninks out here. Ninks, whatever. She hits a better fucking Pele kick than AJ Styles.
And then, wow, hip up, and she's painted into that outfit.
I see no problems. Problems.
Fallon wins. Yes, she does. Now, 71% of the chat was correct. Fallon could make me. Spaz, be nice.
Whoa, no.
We won. Todd Bradley, how you doing tonight? Welcome.
The TLD, what up? Larry, what up? Say, I was saying Boo Earns.
I like this one here. Dylan Matthews, welcome. When MDB tells me to pull up with the knee pads, that's what I do.
No, we're getting fucking subsets and gangs within the chat now. We've got the knee pad polices now out here rolling deep in the chat.
Oh, the NXT Tag Champions, which I feel like we haven't seen since they won the belt.
No, honestly, and we've got the Italian Heritage Cup champion, Tony D'Angelo out here. Did you see on Twitter he renamed it?
I'm shocked that there's not fucking spaghetti in the cup already.
Yeah. I would have taken a slice of pizza, or some, gabagool, but no spaghetti. None of that stupid ass fucking Olive Garden spaghetti that they had in their little fucking Italian restaurant bullshit.
There's noodles in a pack of ketchup.
Facts.
Smile Mark, good to see you. Safik, good to see you. Dale, the OG, good to see you, buddy. Hope you are well. Larry's back.
Mike Rouse, what up? I like this to get from Dylan. If Jasmine Dinks can Pele kick me anywhere, and I'd take her. That's between you and her and your bank account, sir.
Right. Someone did bring up, I'm not sure, I can't remember who it was, but somebody mentioned Cora had made an appearance last week after the show. Cora Jade looks like a completely different lady that left. Like, she left like a little girl. She's coming back like a woman. She's all grown up in front of our eyes.
You're gonna hear me roar.
Okay,
so that's a tag team title match. Yeah.
Let them win. I'm kind of...
The FBI holds all the gold. Let's go. All the gold gabagool.
Right. Drew, Noam, and Gallus as a faction. Dropped Noam, but the rest of that sounds beautiful to me.
Just call them the Shreks. Braveheart.
Right. There's a Bravehearts. The kilt crew in the house.
I am the kilt commander. What do you think of kilt?
You almost said it. When you think of kilts, you see this face.
See this face.
I haven't used WhatsApp in years. Good evening, Brandon. Yeah, again, I will give them credit. I know some people out there just sully some stuff, but I mean, I got to give them credit, man. I know I'm not the only one that's following these breadcrumbs like a psychopath of like, all right, like I was sitting on Twitch for an hour watching some lady just talk to a wall. Like, it's ridiculous.
That's how they snuck every wrestling fan is just sit there and have their own therapy session and just tell them during Mental Health Month that they need to maybe seek therapy and everything. It's just, we're going to make you fuckers do this in the most interesting way.
Right. Tony Khan needs knee pads. Tony Khan doesn't deserve knee pads. Earn those knee pads, MDB.
Fuck it, fine. I was trying to think of something I couldn't. That works perfectly.
4 days away from Jabba Dabba Doo. Let's go.
Ruby Roo. Oh, Keyshawn, did you? Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
Hollands are like onions. They have layers.
Spaz gets us. I know Spaz is new to the chat. He gets the humor. That's good news.
It's simple, much like us. Keyshawn, did you hear Sexy Red will be at NXT next week?
Yeah. That's a really interesting take. I want to see how this goes. But she kind of put it out there. She will be showing up.
This is the difference between fan bases and everything. I'll say this respectfully, and if anyone wants to disagree with me, you're more than welcome to in the chat. WWE fans see shit like that, and they either don't care or they're just like, cool, fine, that's awesome. That's great that she's in wrestling. That's awesome. They're cool. O'Shea Jackson, Ice Cube's son out there, tries to get into AEW and everything and was literally trying his hardest and just threw out a suggestion. And oh my God, the responses and everything. I'm amazed the man still watches wrestling.
Well, I mean, he watches WWE.
Well, yeah.
But again, I mean, the gatekeeper community is a little interesting. And I don't understand it because you think you would welcome it because the more people that watch, the more successful your favorite wrestling could be. And then again, the more successful it gets, the more that you get to say, haha, look how good we're doing. Instead, you're like, no, everybody stay away. It's ours. It's our sandbox. Stay the fuck out of it. And we get it. But we also see Meltzer get it. We see Bischoff get it. We see, even Die Hard, guys that do all their live streams with AEW hoodies. They take shit for having an opinion that isn't going with the flow. It's amazing.
It is. We're talking about, the Bray Wyatt family and the Wyndham Six or the Wyatt Six and everything like that. AEW's got their own fucking cult shit going on. I feel a little bit with there of just, it's fine to be a fan. It's wrong to be a delusional fan.
Right.
I'll just leave it at that.
Who replaces Ivar? I don't think anybody. I think we're going to get Coffee, Wesley, and
Coffee. That's the replacement.
Oh, well, Kofi. Coffee took him out, so Coffee gets the spot.
There we go. Bro, they're spreading here. Hashtag knee pad clan from Life Puff Wrestler. Knee pads for life.
Knee pad clan. All right. I'm going to write it down. See what
this might become the fucking name of the baking club. Just might now be the knee pad police at this rate.
2 days ago, I was like, I'm so sick of the knee pads. Welcome, knee pads.
Oh, you got all the knee pads. You can't handle the knee pads. As Coffee just took out, there was a replay. I thought we were cutting back to it live.
Mm-hmm. No, we're getting the replay from Ivar being taken out. And again, man, like Joe Coffey grabbing the camera the way he did. And this is just the start. Like, sign me up. The guy is clicking.
Oh, and that's what you need is something that feels like a hostile takeover. And that's something that you need to be when we get eventually Joe Coffey versus Omos, then that's going to have a lot more weight and feel much more bigger than Omos is just going to walk through or can Obafemi, goddamn Omos. Obafemi is going to just walk through somebody again.
Mm-hmm. I only answer to the final boss. Your data?
Ah. See, it's Joe Coffey going back and forth with Ava.
Ava trying to flex on Twitter. Just, she sucks. She sucks so bad.
I'm waiting for the day that we're at like a WWE event and you and Ava are face to face. Because she'll be probably looking you eye to eye too, my God.
Yeah. I'll be looking right at the navel.
You'll be right at the navel. I can't respond until
Is
you
it
cover
my
that belly
imagination,
button.
or did Mark Coffey get a haircut too? Like, he wasn't buzzed before, was he?
No, and like I still Joe with the fucking twirly mustache that's still all little fucking Mad Hattery. It's not fully like done proper. It's kind of just like brink.
Just a quick chin.
We've all done that. If you've got a
Right?
mustache and at times it gets a little long, you're like, oh, let me just see if I was to tie somebody up around the fucking wifey sat there and braided this shit like I'm
I've been
fucking
there.
a Viking.
Yeah, I got a 9-year-old who puts Christmas decorations in it.
QMDB. Navel to navel. Ronan, what up? Steve G, what up?
Naval rain, naval rain. All right, so they're building up the main event tonight.
Did I miss something? Why is everyone anti-Thea? No one's anti-Thea.
I'm kind of anti-Thea. I'll be honest. Listen, I thought Thea was doing all right, and then that JC Jane story kind of went stale, and then they just dropped her back into Chase U, and we're all, the Lollipop Guild all over again. So, yeah,
and she's having someone that does her squirrel stick better than her on the roster with Reece. So she's kind of lost her place in the fucking shuffle here a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Can we just start calling them like the fucking Avengers or Teen Titans coming out here right now? Because you got Nathan
Man and
Fraser
Robin, my guy.
Yeah, not Man and Robin.
Not Man and Robin in the house. Or
not I'm so glad.
I'm so
glad Tony shops at the same places that Solo gets his suits at.
Yeah, what is is there did I miss a Paris fashion show that Solid Red is in? We had Pierce, then we had
They got a discount on him.
Right? Is Jim Cornette the fashion coordinator for WWE?
No, it came from the family. It fell off of a truck. And just a bunch of bright red suits.
Yeah, Not Man and Bobbin are going to take on the family.
You said Bobbin. I've said Robin.
I did.
So I was like, fair enough. But yeah, so now this is also actually the first. I saw somebody in the chat mention it. This is the first NXT done by Mike Rome as the solo ring announcer, because we've had the shift amongst the ring announcers here.
Mike Rome greater than Justin Roberts. Not bad. I got to get a little more exposure to Rome, I think.
There you go. Jitter, Axiom, Power Down Rangers.
Power Down Rangers. Lizzie didn't say Downer Rangers. Anyway,
right, so we do have Axiom and Nathan Fraser taking on Crucifino and I almost called him Angela Parker Stacks. I'm getting my Italians on wrestling promotions mixed up. But we've got them taking each other on in a tag team match for the NXT tag team titles. So let us know who you're taking, folks.
Yeah. I imagine the tag champs are going to win this, but it would be interesting if the family added more hardware. The Heritage Cup, them walking around with it, could it just be in the vicinity? Do they have to carry it everywhere? It almost seems like a punishment. Are they the stone cutters? Homer, carry the you win.
Right. Now you must wear the stone of honor.
Adriana Rizzo getting some love.
Oh, she's great. But yeah, I'm starting to think we've heard at least discussion dialogue about them bringing back the European Championship.
Yeah.
Maybe they make the Heritage kind of a championship and just kind of ho. Because like you said, it's cool when you win the Stanley Cup and you have it for a day, but you're traveling with that shit every day and gotta fucking bring that shit out there all the time. Fucking son of a bitch.
That's how the Stanley Cup gets, goes missing and ends up in swimming pools and shit. Where did it go?
Winnipeg can never win because Jericho will get his hands on that shit and it'll be lost at a steakhouse.
He's lost at a steakhouse.
Like the AEW championship.
Oh, we got to submit. Oh, Fraser hitting all the ropes. Innovative, I guess, according to Booker T.
Abdominal stretch that gets into Frazier with a fucking slingshot kick to the face there.
He'll probably go into business himself for saying he only answers to the final boss. Is he trying to agitate himself to the Rock?
Ingratiate himself.
Ingratiate. Yeah, I read 3 different words all at once.
None of them were right.
Yeah, not one. What was that comment? Very interesting. And I mean, she answered. So I guess
it's to play into the nepotism that people perceive and everything, with the fact that she's there. Pretty much kind of, I feel, if you're only there because you're daddy, so I'm gonna answer to your daddy. I don't answer to you, little girl.
I'm good with that.
As we're in commercial break number 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Steve is pro Thea. I don't know. I just kind of like the hyperness. I just want to like stay still.
Calm down. Just give her a dose of the vitamins and she'll be good.
This grumpy fuck. I'm anti NXT. Just blanket statement. Listen, Boston, I know I'm rubbing, giving you a bit of a hard time here. I almost said something funnier. But I will say, listen, there was times where I couldn't do it anymore. So I'm back. I'm also anti-knee pads. That tell us about the calluses on your knees.
I was gonna say, are you also anti-kids on your lawn, sir? Do you yell at clouds?
And right now we got Axiom and Frazier just jumped to about a 59% in the chat poll. So we will see how that goes. But a slight favor right now. When I see Samantha Irvin, I can't help but think, what's Ricochet around in what?
Right. All right, Spaz. We get it. Maybe move on.
The line. It's morphin time. I just wish if he went just back to like A Kid and Frazier, I think it would be fine.
Did you see? It was a joke I saw going around him. Shout out to Braun Strowman and Nathan Frazier, both winning tag team championships with A Kid.
Where was it? First we had Naval Rain. Now we have Emo Rain.
Oh God! Oh, she just joined. Don't start that now.
Welcome.
What up? Yeah.
Listen, not everybody gets a song when they come into the channel, so there you go.
Fair.
Jitter in the house. Paul, whereabouts in New York? I guess that's for Paul. Oh, that guy.
Well, I like this from Steve G. KJ, do a court session on how Jericho should retire. Take comments, send them to TK. What do you think? I think that'd just be an open fucking grievance letter because who's taking Jericho's side? I had hard enough time taking TK's side.
Yeah, I think this would be like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wrestling Court.
Guilty.
That's it.
End of episode.
That's the whole show. Jericho is on the docket. Because it feels like a bit of a slam dunk case. It's a tough one. So we will be back next week with the next edition of Wrestling Court. We'll hold off. We're playing with an idea, but we will announce it in the next few days of exactly what we will be putting on trial. For those who are new here, once every few weeks, we do Wrestling Court. We did our first edition. We are coming back with episode 2 of Wrestling Court, where we take the hot topics in wrestling and put them on trial. The trial of Tony Khan is up and live now.
Yes, so go watch it. Once you're done watching this, don't leave this video now. But once you're done this video, go watch it.
Right.
If anything, tell more people to watch this video now, and then tell them to watch that video as well.
Do that. The whole knee pad crew. Go over to the
go. Well, fucking, do we need to add knee pads to the merch store? Can that be a thing? We have a line of knee pads. Everyone's got their own shoe lines and everything. We'll have a line of knee pads.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it.
Double
meaning. Does know if SmackDown this week was pre-recorded since they'll be in Saudi. Kyle, no, that is a Meltzer lie. They are live from Jeddah, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
By the time we see it in North America, it will be recorded, but they will go live in Jeddah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it hasn't like There was rumors that they were taping it after Raw. Some people, I believe, I don't want to be misquoted because unlike other people, but some people did put out there that it was being taped last week. No, they're doing a show, a live local time for Jeddah, and then it will air for us at normal time.
As we're back in ashes, I've got Crucifino taking Frazier into the corner here.
TK would never read that. Yeah, he'd have he'd have Aubrey out there trying to get us copyright strikes.
No, he'd just go, thanks, guys. It was really great that you guys did that. With just fucking dead soul behind the eyes.
Who would be a better manager when they retire, Copeland or Jericho? Copeland, because Jericho wants the spotlight. It's all about Jericho. It's always about Jericho. Jericho doesn't understand making other people look good. I know some crazy people out there think like he's putting all these young guys over. He hasn't put one person over. And it's very disappointing what has happened to Chris Jericho. Like I said it today on one of the social medias. I can't remember where. Jericho is the drunk uncle at the party that doesn't realize he's embarrassing himself.
He should be a manager now and isn't. So why do we think that he would do well when he's getting told and forced to be a manager? So, yeah, 100% would be Copeland all the way. Christ, he was trying to do that with the Judgment Day a bit. Initially when they first started.
Shots fired!
Oh. Fuck! You forget I live in the ghetto, so I
gotta my bad.
You're right. That's a non-flashback right there, my God.
As Anthony letting everyone know in the chat that no matter what happens, Nick will be 0-2 at the end of the next trial.
Oh.
And Nick's ignoring him.
Well, I'm like, so what's going to be the next trial? The trial of Vince McMahon. Anthony's got to defend Vince McMahon. There we go. That's a fucking slam dunk.
Right. We'll see. We'll announce that coming up, folks. But we got a couple of decent ideas that I think the fans will get into. So
I'm a Bills fan. I'm used to taking L's unnecessarily and unjustly. Oh, Crucifino with a big kind of code breaker there on the A-Kid. Sorry, Axiom. Tag and a half stacks. Oh, like popped him up into like a kind of double Russian leg sweep thing.
Oh, yeah.
Did I get ahead of you or something?
No, I think we're on par as we get the tag in.
Yeah,
the official tag in.
Yeah.
Stacks drills Axiom, then runs out, gets the tag, runs back in. Frazier yanking himself up to the top.
Jordan, what up? Saying Lyra's gonna win. I'm calling it now. Queen of the Ring. Okay.
Ooh,
I'll take that. I'll take that bet. You're wrong. I'll take that bet.
I don't know, man. It'd be like Lyra take down like a Naya.
No. Oh,
wow.
That was a hell of a fucking super kick of again. They did the whole to where Crucifino falls in the frame.
The quarter pounders are here.
Ah. Boo. Boo. Roll up 1, 2, 3.
Your NXT tag champions.
You know that means we're going to run this back now, and they're going to win it eventually because that's how they didn't lose clean.
Maybe 100%, or it becomes a triple threat.
This is just boo.
Yeah,
I'm so sick of the fucking Sesame Seed crew.
Would they not be better off, Nick, breaking this crew up and like highlight Dempsey as a technical, Thatcher style guy that gets in there and just bends people? Yeah.
Well, no, absolutely. Christ, Timothy Thatcher, bring him fucking back. I liked Timothy Thatcher when he was in NXT, but the no quarter pound fucking Big Mac crew.
Holy shit! Wait, we got more. The Good Brothers
showing up. Aren't you supposed to be on SmackDown?
They haven't reported for duty yet, sir.
You said duty.
I knew you were going to do it. I knew you were going to do it. I learned all my skills from watching him. For those in the chat that don't know, Anthony is a part of the family here. and he was the successful prosecutor
tonight is just
in the
going to
trial
be
of
booing
Cody,
everything.
right? He's the, he's killing it. He's the Lionel Hutz of the channel.
Yeah, if the con don't fit, you must have quit. Hey, Robert Stone's still gainfully employed. He needs to fucking iron out that fucking dress shirt, though. I can tell you that. Tiger King, Lexus King coming up.
Lexus King is a young guy that looks like he got old guy plastic surgery.
Like
Botox and shit. He just plastic.
He looks like he hangs out with Thea Vaughn and Riff Raff.
Yeah, 100%. Jitter saying he was impressed by the match. The match was decent. I didn't love the ending because I don't like the story, to be truthful.
No, how does Ava show up and she's the tallest person here? Respect, game recognized game, but Ava shows up out here to shoo off Lexus King.
Yeah, she looks like
trying to halfway get into Robert Stone, but she's the tallest one here.
But she looks like she's on the way to a fucking high school study session. Like, what the fuck?
Don't you
forget
about kid, like, yeah, but it's don't you forget about me. I swear to God, NXT has 3 sets, and it pisses me off.
So Stone has to find somebody, a new person, to manage against Lexus King or himself. Robbie E, get back in there.
Fucking walking wild, DJ Ion.
As here comes Oba. Man, his entrance is good. The crowd's into the womb.
He's the biggest blue chip prospect that they've had on the male end since Braun Breaker.
That's fair. Which wasn't that long ago, so we're good.
Yeah, but that's the fucking impressive thing that wasn't that long. But he's again a guy that instantly you could drop into the main roster and is instantly believable over. Like you could drop him into the Intercontinental match that we're going to get on Saturday, make it a 4-way instead of a 3-way. Believable, fits, melds in perfectly.
Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, I will remind everybody out there, we are in a commercial break. We are rolling through, and we're almost at the end of the first hour. We are back at this tomorrow. If you are new here, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe. We are pushing towards our next milestone, and we are moving at a clip. We are only just over 2 years old. We're about to hit 5K. Be a friend, tell a friend anywhere you talk wrestling. Take the link, drop it, share it with them, give them the gift of the For Life Network, and get some knee pads, apparently. But join us. We are about to hit 5K. We cover more live wrestling than anybody else out there. We do not stop. We got more original content coming your way. We got more interviews coming your way. We got more and more and more. So be a friend, tell a friend, be a part of all the fun. And we are here all week long, right through Sunday and then all through next week. It doesn't stop.
And again, often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated, up to something season, never sleeps. And still 100%. I forgot where I was going. Fireworks.
It's simple. Why is Singh versus Danielson? What? Why is it
simple?
Yeah.
Oh, it's simple. Why is it? Listen, we already talked about this the other night of 100%. I don't want no part of that match. I don't want to see that. I don't want to be bear witness to that. Nothing.
No, I don't get it. I don't. But it's funny because someone advertised that Satnam also has a match on Ring of Honor this Thursday as well. So maybe we're getting the big Satnam push that everyone's been hoping for.
Push him off a fucking cliff at this point.
Right? Oba is a beast. He improves in the ring with each match. Oba's excellent. And then like they show the crowd. And my only fear is like you've got him in this heel lane right now, but he like the fans like him and they're doing like the dancing along with them and doing the Oh, like they're getting into it.
But it all comes down to once he acknowledges it. If he doesn't acknowledge it the whole time, and it's still fine, and it still will fester and build beneath it, and then once he actually gets into it, then it's the big turn. But right now, he should just be a dominant force of nature.
Oba reminds me of Monty Brown when he was in TNA. Physically, maybe. Personality-wise, no.
Good old Marcus Corvon there, the innovator of the Pounce.
The Pounce. Bagston. I'm not
what?
Sure. Oh, there you go.
Bagston just saw the ad. What? I'm still. Oh, Baxton. Oh, Boston. I'm like, my brain's even hurting trying to figure that out.
So Boston said that Ava looks like she wears band t-shirts. That's funny as hell. Hey, yo, KJ and Nick. What's up, Vance?
Vance, what up? Oh, there was one about the Royal Rumble. I want to find a one about the Royal Rumble. Wubble Whammy went in the Royal Rumble. Oba is over as a bad guy. Don't turn him babyface. Plus, with Dijak gone, there aren't big heels for him to face. Facts. And I want to see Dijak actually used on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, we were going to see what happens with Dijak. It's still uncertain. Again, I think it's a bit of the trickle effect. You can't just drop everybody in. You can't just parachute them all into the new show. So give it time. But I mean, again, Oba going up against anyone. I mean, Oba versus Wesley. Wesley has an opportunity to fight from under, be a huge underdog. Oba versus Joe Coffey doesn't really work for me, but interesting.
Really?
Well, I love Joe. It's just he's so heel, and if he takes the L, then I don't really want him to take the L right now.
I think that's the one to where you start to maybe get that bit of a turn. That we're going to get to that because I think there's the potential he wins this match tonight. Now, granted, it's probably going to be Wesley on the comeback here, and that's when you get your little David versus Goliath. But yeah. So Ridge now try to apologize to Chase U. Who the fuck is this guy though?
Did Miles always have an accent?
I don't even know because I barely up until you just said that I forgot his name was Miles.
So Ridge is going to fight Miles Bourne, but I thought he had an American accent up until right now.
I don't know, but you keep slamming this, so you're very impassioned about it. I'm gonna just pull that one up for you there.
In the navel. That's amazing. We sang a fucking Village People yesterday.
Facts.
We've hit our Village People quota for the week.
Right. We can't do it too. I'm still waiting for the day that we get copyright striked because one of us, that's us winning American Idol right there. If we get copyright strike because of us singing.
Right? Dying.
As I've got Wesley out right now.
So we're doing the number one contenders match heading into the top of the hour.
Man, that's going to be the tag match.
Riley Osborne, not Miles Osborne. Miles is the other guy. Yeah, fuck. Riley.
They're all interchangeable.
But I didn't know he had an accent. I didn't know his name, apparently.
Facts. If you don't know his name, how are you supposed to know he has an accent? Sir, excuse me.
Nah, he's been Australian. I like that. Like,
nah, homie, you just getting wrong. We can take that.
Maybe he just didn't speak enough. He's been like Thea's
that's definitely true. That's definitely true.
In the navel.
As Josh Briggs out here looking like an extra from Sons of Anarchy here.
Chen for the win. Dante Chen's in a match?
Right. Wrong match. And wrong Osborne. Sharon! I like that how Vic's like trying to get something out of Oba's on commentary, and he's trying to get something out of him, and Oba just looks at him and just, nope, I'm gonna just go this way.
Smart choice.
Right. As Joe Coffey coming out right now. So, folks, let us know who you're taking for this match, whether you're taking Wesley, Josh Briggs, or Joe Coffey to be the number one contender to take on Oba Femi. Is this setting all the way up to Battleground, or are we going to have a number one contender match probably beforehand?
No, this is the number one contender for Battleground, no?
I don't know if it's set all the way to Battleground because that's all the way in July.
Oh, no. Well, no, Heat Waves in July. Battleground's coming up soon, in 2 weeks.
Oh, fair enough.
Let me
bring the bench that fast. I'm terrible at time, I guess. Terrible at time and math.
Battleground is June 10th.
Okay, so yeah, roughly roundabout.
No. Yeah, wait,
what?
That's a month.
What are you on?
Drugs. There you go. Nick's choking to death, but we are rolling along, folks. As everyone starts by cleaning up on coffee
on the channel of all time because it was just so deadpan, blatant,
so dry.
And it was just, oh my god, perfect. Sorry.
Sunday, June 9th from the Apex.
Oh, so okay, so then this probably would be your number one contender for Battleground. Okay, I don't know why I thought it was further out. I'm thinking of Money in the Bank. Heat Wave. That's where I was thinking. I got the two mixed over.
Mm-hmm. Clash is coming up soon, man. June 15th.
Damn.
May 29th.
Yeah, Battleground is Sunday, June 9th. I'm not having a coronary. Well, good to know, Boston. Cardiac Kid Wesley wins. Apparently, MBB was with the shit. Y'all having your own conversations. I got it. Thea gets a ladder for the ladder match. Climbs gets the title. What?
No,
I think she's out. She's out.
So the assholes that I was just reading their website, and it wasn't WWE. So on the actual poster, it says Sunday, June 9th. And then below it, right below it, it says will take place May 26th.
So they can't do anything either.
Whoa!
Wesley goes flying over the top and lands on his feet on a Joe Coffey.
Anyway, there we go. Battleground is coming soon.
There we go.
54% of people are taking Wesley right now.
Well, right now he's in control 100%. Oh!
What do you think about Oba being on commentary?
Briggs and Coffey eats it.
Oh!
I don't know if I like that of like the choke slam, toss the ropes, and then spring back into a clothesline. It looked a little fucking just weirdly convoluted. Like I get it's a
little clunky.
Yeah.
June 9th.
It was clunky like a monkey.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting mixed messages.
Mixed signals here.
Coffee for the win. Oba's on commentary, folks. We are back in a commercial break. I'm not sure if this is 3, 4, 5, 6.
3. I done kept up with it. Is Gallus just Team Taz UK? That's not a bad shout. A little bit.
I'll accept that. I love the idea, though. I think, especially with Drew on this heel run, like if he had the 3 guys around him and they just ran amok like they were the Scottish psychopaths as a crew, I'd be in, man. I'm down.
The Scotsman?
I'd be wearing a kilt on stream. You wouldn't know, but I would.
Fair. You'd have to paint one half your face blue and shit like that.
You'll never take my Thea. What?
Right. You may take my Thea, but you'll never take my Kiana. Yes. So see, break number three, my lord.
Number three.
Josh Briggs, Big Daddy Fool. No, you're fine.
Yeah, same one.
Josh Briggs, Big Daddy Fool.
Well, I like that. Riding through this world.
All alone. Well, we were getting Ivar as an actual not Viking.
Yeah.
He was Bobby there from.
I thought we were going to team up with Briggs. Yeah, it was like,
yeah, they were going to start their own club. It's just all aces and eights all over again.
Elvis and Opie over here.
Yeah.
On Team
Run amok, bamboozled. We're out here just now going through the fucking dictionary.
Right. I love this from Damien. Satnam Singh, his fun fact, he has never lost a match.
Has he had a match to lose?
Yeah, has he been in a singles match? What is his...
I know he's been in the multi-person matches and everything like that, and I get, and you can take a pause while I go on this whole fucking tirade.
Okay, because Brother Fluff adds to it, so...
Yeah, last time Danielson fought a giant, the guy got fired from WWE the next day. I don't remember that one. But you're going to go find out who that was. But yeah, I get, for anyone out there that's like, oh, the story's supposed to be that, the Bucks have a fucking hit out on Danielson. They're trying to take him out. Cool. That's great. Get me somebody like a fucking Lance Archer. You couldn't find anybody that could have actually had a halfway decent competitive match with Danielson that's actually going to work him over and everything. And I get this is supposed to be, oh, the giant just fee-fi-fo-fum. But who gives a shit? This is dumb. I feel with all of this of no one's invested behind Satnam Singh. When's the last time we saw him on actual TV? And don't count Ring of Honor because that's behind a paywall. So this just feels idiotic, waste of time. And even I'm still questioning the whole story going into it because are we setting off for the payoff of this whole elite Tony Khan Team AW story already come Double or Nothing? Because we're burning through pages of stories and burning through pages of creative here faster than we can write them. And is anyone excited or really thinks that, Satnam Singh's going to just lay a whooping on Bryan Danielson out here? I'm thinking he's going to come out here looking like the goddamn Giant Gonzalez with the fucking, Attack on Titan, skin suit and everything. But we are back in action that was clever as shit. So we had the reverse DDT from Briggs on a coffee, to which then Wesley springs up, hits a moonsault on both of them. So we had the almost the falling, reverse DDTs here. That was clever. Sons of Coronary. Joe Coffey is kicking butt. He's kicking names and taking asses. Pause. Tope on Wesley on the Josh Briggs out here. I'm almost wondering if this should have been the main event here because this is a hell of a match right now and everybody's involved. I understand you've got Shayna Baszler, you've got Natty, you've got, main roster talent coming down, but this is where you could have top of the hour. You could have done this tag match. I think this should have been probably your main event. I'm saying this now because this has been a hell of a match. Speaking of burning, need me vitamins. There you go. That's why I always got mine on standby. If you stay medicated, take the test high, take the stream high, get high scores, get high views. Absolutely. Good match so far. Absolutely. Right now, Briggs with a back elbow on a coffee. Satnam Singh has had 25 matches since debuting in 2022. You're shitting me. He lost a few multi-man tags, but one-on-one, he's undefeated. How many out of those has he had one-on-one? That's the question. So does Danielson put him over? He loves going under. Oh my fuck. If Bryan Danielson goes under Satnam Singh, good God Almighty, as Briggs with a clothesline or a choke slam on a Wesley onto Joe Coffey for a 2 count here. I don't know. Am I missing something? Am I off base? Am I off kilter here with thinking that this match is boo boo the foo of why are we getting this on the go home show for your big pay-per-view, your 5-year anniversary, Anarchy in the Arena, Team Elite, who founded this company, versus Team AEW, who was built from this company? Am I missing something? This feels much more like the invasion from fucking WWE and WCW. And honestly, I used to think that angle kind of sucked. That feels like a fucking 5-star, 7-star fucking angle compared to this shit. So, am I missing something with this? Oh, Wesley breaks up the count. Fine. This should have been the main event. This should have been the main event because whatever comes after this, good luck following it up. But, we're getting fucking back and forth throwing hands between Wesley. Oh, little front roll through kick. Yeah, if you think I'm out to lunch, if I'm missing something here that you need to let me know about, let me know in the chat. And, we got the super chats, all of that, if I'm really out here, but on this whole Satnam Daniel Bryan thing. But, hey, as we got a tope on a Joe Coffey, as now Wolfgang and Mark Coffey kind of halfway layout. Briggs, Wesley up top. Oh, hops over Joe. What the fuck? Oh. Hey, they did it. That's super fucking interesting. That's super unexpected. So we had the Wesley looked like he was going for a spin out clothesline, and he butted heads with Joe Coffey, and both men fell on top of Josh Briggs and got a 3 count. So technically we have 2 winners here. This reminds me of when we had, Taker and Kane both pinned Stone Cold at the same time to be co-champions here a little bit. But so now that's fucking terrifying from Obafemi. If he just realized he's taking on 2 people and starts smiling, I feel like I need to do the Jim Ross. Look at him. He's smiling. But so your number 1 contenders and winners of the match are Wesley and Joe Coffey. So if you had fucking 75% of this match, you were right. But they're both going to be taking on Obafemi, and he's out here smiling at the thought of getting to whoop both their asses, as I've got Petrovic and Natalya backstage right now. Am I the only one that thinks it's weird that they didn't draft anyone to NXT, but a lot of people that they drafted to be on the main roster have been doing nothing but hang out on NXT? Brinley, Reece backstage with Idris with Malik Blade and Idris and Ofe out here doing her early days Squirrel Thea Hale impression. Karmen looking good. Natalya, your cheeks look like they're going to fall up. What? How are you knowing that from looking at her face, my guy? That's terrible. Spaz, what up? Curtis 3-0. Honey, what up? West versus Oba versus Joe. Absolutely. Yeah. Is that some 3-way dance? Triple threat. Snacks Incorporated. Whatever you guys choose to do, I'm all for it. She cartwheels out here as we're going to commercial break, as we're about to have Britton Reece taking on Jaida Parker for the qualifying matches for the NXT Women's North American Championship as we're in commercial break. So I will remind everybody 100%, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. Nobody covers more live wrestling than we do. 100%. You're being a bad friend if you aren't sharing the good gospel of the Wrestling for Life Network with your homies there. And we're back at it tomorrow for Wednesday night Dynamite, the go-home show, the biggest match in Dynamite history happening between Satnam Singh and Brian Danielson. Thursday, we're going through our predictions on both cards that we've got going on this weekend. King and Queen of the Ring and Double or Nothing. Friday night SmackDown, time delayed. I will say live. Will be live, but it will be time delayed from Saudi Arabia. And then Saturday, King and Queen of the Ring. Sunday, Double or Nothing, 100%. Here, often imitated, never replicated. Be a friend, tell a friend. But so far as we're through the first hour of NXT, how are you guys feeling? Especially, we talked about this earlier. Break number 4. What up? Is Lola Vice wrestling tonight? Yes, she is in the tag match with, it's going to be, I'm assuming now it's going to be the main event of Lola and Shayna versus Natalya and Karmen Petrovic. But as we're going into the second hour, coming out of the first hour here, how are y'all feeling about NXT tonight? We talked about it earlier of NXT's been a little bit on that downward trendish to the extent of they've had to really, it still walks that line between being a third brand and a developmental brand. So it's still going to have, like when you have Braun Breaker get called up, and Braun looked devastating last night. When you have Carmelo called up already in the King of the Ring tournament, when you have all of these people, Kiana James, boo, absolutely. When you have all of those get called up, you kind of leave a little bit of a wake behind that. So they've very much been playing the try and fill that void here of try and reestablish, who's going to be the next ones to be those top guys here. But how are you feeling so far through the first hour? Chris and Miss Parker, she's gotten over like Rover so fast. Like, I'm super excited for her. I'm actually more excited for Jasmine Ninks than I am for JC Jane, even though JC's on the sides because, she, busted her nose up and everything. But there's a lot here to be excited for, especially in the women's division when it comes to NXT. If they've got layers. Bryn versus Ruka handstand obstacle course match. Just start doing guts and everything. Like they got to climb the aggro crag. They got to go through, the fucking elastic jungle and all that shit. Nick, why they do Briggs like that? Because Briggs is kind of a guy. I understand it's one thing. I mean, is it not almost better to lose to 2 people than to 1 in the way that he lost? Like I don't think he loses a ton with taking an L there, but it's one of those, he was definitely the least favorable option, I feel, to win that match. So I think him taking that L there, there's plenty of time. He's going to be there for a minute. He's not one of those that's, next week he's going to be, up on the upper mid card in WWE or anything, or Monday Night Raw, I should say. So he can take that. He can come back from it, all of that.
Speaking of
Paul, I wonder the same thing. Speaking of coming back, speaking of layers,
don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
I've been here for years. Even if it's only been minutes, it feels like years.
Right. But yeah, rolling on. Who won?
So that one ended. I was talking about that actually. Of it ended in a actual double pin. So we had 2 winners. We had Wesley came off the top, was going for a clothesline, headbutts into Joe Coffey. They both fall onto Josh Briggs. One ref counts 3 for both of them. But I think what really sold it to me is now we've got Oba backstage with Ava, but Oba was laughing as that happened, as he's getting it. It's announced that it's going to be a triple threat. He's laughing.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Sexy Red comes to NXT, so they have a whole graphic and everything for this woman.
Social media sensation.
Right, but we've talked about this of, I know you can't do this for everybody, but when you have, fans that of a certain status or what have you that start to get involved in your product, you're gonna fucking kind of run with it instead of letting your gatekeeper community, you know, your homeowners association of a fucking fan base run people off.
Right. No, I agree with you full-heartedly on that. Again, we'll see what she can do. We'll see where they go with this. She has to be more than just an internet sensation. She's got to be able to deliver. So we'll see.
I mean, they've done shit like this before when you had the guest host of Monday Night Raw with fucking Jeremy Piven. And remember when Steve-O and Pontius got involved with Umanga or Umanga?
Umanga.
Royal Regal.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is more of a, not just a guest appearance kind of thing. I'm curious to see what they do.
She's going to just be there.
As here comes. Oh.
Does this group instantly seem 10 times better and more intimidating without Reggie? And shout out to Reggie. That's not a full knock on him because he's out there. We said it in even our group chat of he's going to be out there on GCW and everything. Like he's already lining up independent dates, but it wasn't a fit. It didn't work.
No, it didn't work, and I think it's one of those things. We knew him, as the sommelier. Then we knew him as the flippy guy with the 24/7 belt. So
right.
When you try and turn him into this street thug guy with this out of the mud gimmick, it just doesn't quite work.
Facts. But who you got? Let us know who you're taking between Jaida Parker and Reece.
87%.
Brinley Reece.
87% are instantly Jaida.
Yeah. Well, they don't want Will Smith to show up and slap him in the face. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. But no, Jaida, I think, has been super talented right out of the gate. She hit the ground running.
Yeah, I think she did really well. And she kind of gave, I hate to say this, but I think because she came in so strong, that was part of the reason why Reggie got the boot was, we don't really need you, Reggie.
We see it happen, Christ. We just had the NFL draft, and I'm sure there's going to be people that come by the end of this summer that are released from rosters in the NFL. We're sure we'll see it in all sports because the rookie came in and realized and established that, yeah, thanks, we really don't need you because she does what you do and just better and like more. So thanks. It's kind of just the nature of the business, unfortunately.
That's it. But we are off and running, folks. Let us know. 85% Parker right now. Absolutely. Right. Who the hell is Sexy Red? That's a good question.
I don't know. I'm going to go find out here.
Nick's going to go check it out. So, Sexy Red is Instagram famous, is social media famous. She's known as Sexy Red. She's an American rapper. She rose to prominence with the release of her 2023 single, Pound Town. Oh, fuck. And Pound Town 2, the remix, which became an entry on the Billboard 100. So there you go. The Queen of Pound Town will be joining NXT. Yeah. Here we go. What was this one? Where was the one from Richard? Richard, what did you got? Briggs is a gatekeeper to the North American title. He lost the Stand and Deliver, lost to Ivar before his Oba match. Yeah, and Briggs is still in that like very young phase of his NXT career. So I'm not that stressed about Briggs taking losses. I know I see all, people get all worked up about losses at times. We talked about it last night. People are concerned, Jay Uso's been buried. He lost in a great match to Gunther. Nobody's going to forget about Jay or stop yeeting because he lost to Gunther. It's not going to happen. They will be fine. I mean, the wins and losses, easily you could have a character show up on screen and continually get, wins moving forward. So he's got time for sure. West versus Oba versus Joe is official. Yes. So they found a way to get into a triple threat. I still don't think Oba's losing anytime soon. I don't love a triple threat, but it is what it is. Wesley and Joe both are winners. That blows my mind. Yeah, I mean, again, somebody had to lose. And if you were going for a triple threat, that's how you do it. As right now, we got a body scissors on Reece. She pops out, big cross body. Triple threat, 2-1, I think. I don't know how you score the last one. Let's check on the poll. 78% Parker. So some votes have come in for Reece as we close that one down. Curtis is 3-0 tonight. Spaz saying, got a bail. Glad I tuned in tonight. I'll definitely be back. Good. Thank you, Spaz. From one Torontonian to another. Natalya, your chief. They all float the boat. Karmen looking good. Another Torontonian. Big clothesline by. This match is actually surprising me. Parker gets the kick out. It was hinted that NXT would have more impact in the draft, but officials didn't want stars to feel like they were being demoted. Yeah, they hinted at it. I think there's still an opportunity here with like the free agents that are floating around. People that weren't drafted, maybe they show up. The Good Brothers are still kicking around. Natty's down here doing stuff. I don't know. Petro and Natty for the win. So Curtis a little bit ahead of us. And Parker gets the win. Larry gives up. Squirrel Girl. Yeah, part 2. She's doing Thea Hale's gimmick. It's a little odd for me. Is Lola Vice wrestling tonight? Nick went on break. I will take this one, though. Lola is teaming up with Shayna to take on Natty and Karmen. So, yeah, that rivalry that's built over the last few weeks. We saw NXT Underground return. Natty had a really good match as part of that against Lola. But, yeah, the rivalry continues. Eventually, I think we're going to get Lola versus Karmen. So right now we got Soul, Lash, Fallon, and Jaida Parker. The 4 of the 6 have been announced for the ladder match for your first ever NXT Women's North American Champion. Jaida wins. Her booking has been good, 100%, and she looks good. She's solid. Super happy to see her get a win. LJ, welcome, welcome, welcome. What is that finisher? I had no idea, to be 100% honest with you, sir. So, okay. Now we're getting snoring again. The Wendy Chu teases continue. Oh! Wait a minute. Chu is back. She's awake. She is out of her slumber. Oh, that's it. That's all we got. Just a tease. We got some cow slippers. Chu is awake. Does she find a way to get into this North American title match? Jada's finisher is a hip check to the head. I mean, again, when you got hips like that, I guess, but yeah, I don't love it. I really don't love it. Jaida Parker's a star in making. Yeah, one of the things they're going to have to work on is she's definitely got charisma. She's definitely got an attitude. But, yeah, definitely that finisher needs some improvement. We haven't seen Maddie Rinkowski as of late, a.k.a. Ren Sinclair. Yeah, ebbs and flows. She's probably doing some level up matches, Chris. Good to see you, by the way. I choose you. Yeah, Wendy Chu is apparently back and ready to go. So, folks, again, I don't know. Is anyone out there who's listening right now thrilled, excited? Found the feet guy. Wendy Chu. Be funny if it wasn't Wendy Chu. It was someone else doing a sleepy gimmick. If cow slippers are your thing, we hit the mark. Wendy Chu has finally woken from her hibernation. Yeah, she was sleeping all winter. She might be back. But we are on commercial break, folks. We got more action to come. Just under an hour left in the show. Make sure you be a friend, tell a friend. If you haven't hit like yet, please do so. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, please do so. And click those little reaction buttons. Give us some love. Help that algorithm out as we push towards 5K subscribers. We are back at it tomorrow for Dynamite. It's going to be an interesting one. The go-home show for Double or Nothing. The much-anticipated Satnam Singh, Daniel Bryan match, plus a whole lot of other stuff going on. It's a crazy night. Right now we're sitting, I think, at 10 matches. Is it 10? So we might get a few more. I know we're going to get the Jericho match announced. We'll figure out who his contender is for the non-acknowledged title. Wendy Chu is a part of the Wyatt Six. There you go. There was no QR code, Nick. We needed a QR code on those slippers. Ren faces Kalani Jordan next week. There you go, Richard. Thank you. And long nap. NXT needs an injection of indie talent. Bringing in so many blonde gymnastic background women isn't giving NXT enough variety in the terms of character depth and movement or moveset. Here's the thing, though, Richard. I know we talk about Sol Ruka, or you talk about Thea or Brim or Bryn Reece or whatever. But do keep in mind, we just saw Parker, Lash Legend still kicking around. I do think there's a mix there, and I believe that the WWE is going to lean on the NIL, the Performance Center, and building their own talent, cultivating their own talent. Yeah, if there's somebody out there like a Ricky Starks, they come in, they go to NXT, they get a quick run to kind of freshen them up. We haven't seen Sean Spears in a couple of weeks, so that will be cool. As how does he play into all this? But at the end of the day, I don't know if indie talent is exact, unless you have someone like a real standout indie talent that has enough buzz where people are like, oh, they got to go get that person. I don't think they're going to do it. Freeze a friend, slap a friend. Whatever works, my guy. What happened to Maddie's face? She didn't look right. I missed you. But good to see you, Tony. Wendy Chu should just have Mei Ying as her alter ego, and then that would be kind of like the Su Yung-ish gimmick. So like a demon Finn Balor, which a lot of people freaked out because there was a demon poster, Easter egg, some thought, alluding to the return of the demon. Maybe it's going to be the demon Finn versus Damien at some point. That'd be interesting. As we are getting a little bit of a promo, Saturday, April 19th and Sunday, April 20th. So the 420 edition of WrestleMania. Oh, they're advertising the priority passes right now for Vegas. Man, it's so tempting. There's a ton of difference. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I don't think there's. Yeah, I feel like there is a nice mix. I'm kind of with Boston on this one. Yeah, she had that running knockout, but now she's doing the running hip. Shouldn't have changed it. Keep both. Fair enough. As we're getting a Roxanne Perez package, your NXT Women's Champion. Al Gore has rhythm. Wait, what? The only Gore I want to see is from Rhino. I would trade AJ Styles for Braun Breaker for reunite the Wolf Dogs. Listen, Nick and I talked about that a lot, Damien. We were really surprised that they didn't kind of go that route. We thought the Wolf Dogs were doing kind of good. Thought it was a good way to kind of introduce Braun to the main roster, keep Baron kind of relevant. But they seem to be, well, Baron's kind of still in a gatekeeper role on the main roster or on the big show. And we saw, Braun, run amok last night. So we'll see. Back to Ava. Wendy was injured, but Blair moved to the main roster. Blair did move on. Wendy did have surgery. She has been recovering. So, yeah, 100%. We know why she was gone. She's finally coming out of her hibernation. Her narcolepsy is wearing off. And we'll see. I thought maybe they would abandon the sleepy gimmick. I like Wendy Chu a lot. I don't love. Who was Ava just on the phone with? Hi. Oh, no, KJ Con. Never. YouTube is messing up for me. Okay. I meant the new crop coming in. Speaking of the new crop coming in.
What? The new crop somehow? What?
The crop duster 3.0.
Whoa. Hashtag not sponsored by Manscaped.
Hashtag not sponsored. We got to work on that.
Yeah. Manscaped, if you're listening, who better than Canyon to advertise for, your men's care products than two beautiful bearded men like ourselves?
Yeah, I could use a little touch up. Let's go.
Oh, mine's just natural.
Sergeant
Pepper's Texas King out here.
This is such a weird. I meant the new crop coming in like Carly Bright, Brinley Reece, Izzy Dane. Yeah, Izzy Dane's blonde. She doesn't really fit into that flippy do kind of crew though. Oh, we got music.
Robert Stone's coming out.
Robbie. But now he's not looking like he's ready to wrestle.
Yeah, homie needs to iron out that fucking undershirt here.
Whoa, AEW ran a commercial on
Ooh, who is this? Dante Chen. What the flying fuck? Dante Chen fucking not zero instead of Sub-Zero. Mustafa should have been Ali. Coming out here as the new client under Robert Stone. I guess I know Dante Chan's been featured a good bit on NXT Level Up, but I'm out here watching the main shows just thinking, what the fuck?
The only way I could see this work is that if Robert Stone goes through a series of talent to try and find the right one. Because if you were going to partner Dante Chen with Robert Stone, you might as well have kept Von Wagner on payroll.
Facts. Very true on all accounts, sir.
That's my only thought on it. Like, if that's what this is like, I'm picking Lexis King to win. Curtis is officially picking Chen now.
Does this lead to where we eventually end up with Robert Stone and Lexis King managing like they're together here? Because it does one of those of it does one of those of just we've been through enough. We've done this dance enough.
I'm actually thinking that's the way I would have done this is Lexis King could use Robbie E. Robbie E could help him. Because he's
but you can't do it instantly after you just literally got my last client fired.
Yeah. You're like, well, fuck, you can't beat him, join him.
That's the reason why people hate the Yankees, the Patriots, the fucking whatever else team, the fucking Lakers, etc.
Right.
But so let us know whether you're taking Lexis King or Dante Chen. And I swear to God, this isn't Level Up. This is regular NXT.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We got to give Dante a chance. We haven't seen him in a hot minute. If Lexis King takes an L here,
but that's the thing is, it's not even. It's one of those. As he catches a midair with a drop kick, but it's one of those. If Lexis takes an L here, it's not a big up for Dante. It's more of like for Lexis.
It's just for everybody. Yeah.
It's a null and void point.
Right. Oh, for a moment there, I thought it was Glacier.
I mean, they do have Cody. He would be the one, to sit there and pull out some Glacier or something. Some
right.
WCW.
You guys watch Level Up? Not on purpose.
Not intentionally. We have stayed at times or been here a time or two when it's been on and watched it, but not on the regular. But again, though, that shows why we can say what we say versus I've seen, and it's been interesting to see a lot of people point out now lately, especially the AEW diehards of, well, if you're seeing something that's anti-AEW or anti-this, whatever, it's because you don't actually watch the product. It's like, no, we have documented records of us watching everything and still have the same opinions. So now what?
Mm-hmm. Lexis needs a refresh. Yeah, in my mind, I was like, if you let Robbie do his thing, because Robbie can work, man. We know what he's capable of. As far as being a manager, being a heel, he can run his mouth. I think I'd rather see him manage Lexis and let Lexis talk less.
Valid, very valid. I could see that. I'm almost out here wondering of like, do we just add him into the family? Of just do we start collecting all the paisans?
Right? Yeah, pull
He
him
just
over.
does the Jersey Shore stick.
I have a question about this right here.
Mm-hmm.
Get well soon, Eddie. Out 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
ACL. I think his meniscus as well, or his patella. One of
He
the
tore pretty much
two.
everything in his knee and had, I believe, a fracture in his like tibia or something like that.
Yeah. So 2 big questions for me. One, could this
Mm-hmm.
be the end of Eddie Kingston? He's old.
Don't you say
I
that.
know you love him, but I was
Don't
just
you
like,
say that.
maybe the rehab process puts him in better shape and it kind of revitalizes him, and everybody goes mad a year from now when he shows back up. But I'm worried that this could be kind of the main, the national televised version of Eddie Kingston might be gone by the time he gets back.
I think he needs a break.
Fair
And
enough.
I didn't even meant to say that, fucking not pun intended here,
Mhm.
as MDB reminded me it's the fibula, not the tibula and everything.
Fibula.
But right. I'm not fucking proficient on anatomy here.
Hi,
But
everybody. It's Dr.
I'm Dr. Nick.
Nick.
So which part of the body are we operating on? But no, I think because as much as I love Eddie Kingston, he has become a fucking meme of the fucking this chop and everything like that. Like, you need that to go away for a while. So when you see it come back, it feels fresh. And we've already been saying when he was Continental champion and he was holding 3 titles, and it already looked he was already banged up of. Maybe that's been the problem of they've ridden the wheels on everybody in AEW's roster. So now everybody's falling the fuck off because they're just banged up. They can't keep going. So I think we need Dante Chen just picked up the win on Lexus King. What the fine fuck?
Right. I'm thinking that Curtis let it slip that he knows some of the results ahead of the time.
Fair enough. I'll fight you.
Now the other question I have about Eddie Kingston, because I don't really care about this match.
Fair enough. Well, sorry, I was just going to finish before
Yeah.
I was just on the finish here. But yeah, well, I think we need a pause from Eddie. I still think that there's enough that you can have him on. Example, when they had him on first episode of their new fucking eating a meal and watching, a couple of matches here or whatever, and they had Eddie on there. Use him as a personality. Don't let the personality that is Eddie Kingston fade off here. But yeah, we need a pause from him in ring. Sorry.
No, I'm kind of with you. Like, I mean, my main concern is I know he's not the spring chicken. Again, maybe the rehab process kind of gets him in better shape, and he spends a lot of time kind of rehabbing and getting himself more inclined to kind of be dialed in. But but to me, the other question I had with this is, you book Eddie Kingston to be on your pay-per-view. And we know this is one of the things about AEW. They let the wrestlers go work elsewhere. But here's a guy in this Iron Man, through tables, massacre match in New Japan, not even making money for Tony Khan. And now he's not on your pay-per-view. And now he's not on your TV for 9 months, one of your better characters.
And you replace him with a guy who's already banged up. I think it's just
hit by a bus.
That's the thing is they're running out of rounds. That's the thing is it's not even fully. If you want to argue fucking creative storytelling, fucking anything with it, you can't deny at this point at least that they're running out of talent. They're running out of people because everybody gets fucking hurt. Everybody's, like you said, out on somebody else's show, not drawing you a dime, drawing them a dime, and then proceeds to get hurt. And now we're at the point to where your best replacement for that guy is a guy who's already hurt.
Yeah.
You're replacing the wounded with the wounded, and that's not, you're at a terrible point. If you have the greatest pro wrestling roster of all time, the deepest roster, and you're having to replace the wounded with the wounded, you're in a problem.
But I kind of like to see, like, I don't want to see Jon Moxley as the IG
IWGP. You
Yeah,
know what OPP? Yeah, you know me.
I don't want to see him with the fucking belt. I want to see him do stuff in AEW for AEW about AEW. IWGP. Thank you. I got that out of my mouth. It just took
There
me
we
a
go.
second.
Words.
But that, like, I mean, Eddie going off and fighting in Japan matches that even the bulk of your fan base aren't watching, and putting on the shelf. They're not the first ones to go to another show and get hurt and not be able to participate. I do think that there has to be an emphasis on AEW talent being on AEW programming and representing AEW, not representing other companies with other companies' belts. And I really do.
100%. It's becoming the fucking Walking Dead wrestling at this point here of literally, like I said, of you're having to replace, wounded with wounded. You're having to completely change over stories because somebody gets completely obliterated on a show because you've got to constantly have everybody in these fucking hardcore high spot fucking huge matches instead of focusing on what's going to draw you and your company money.
Well, and again, I think maybe that's the compromise of like, hey, we want Eddie Kingston to come out and do this match. Cool. What are you guys going to do? Well, we're going to do this match. It's going to be fucking intense. We're going to go through tables. We're going to do no. You want to take somebody, and you can get hurt in the simplest of matches. I'm not denying that.
There's nothing saying that this was a freak accident.
Well, but you want to minimize the risk that you're
taking.
Absolutely.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. Chen can wrestle. He's just never on TV. Right? Yeah. I'll take your word for it.
Right. Well, Richie keeps commenting the same thing, so I'll click on it here because it's like third time. Sup, KJ Nick? I thought of a good idea for Thursday's trial. Let's have Nick play Leslie Nielsen in Scary Movie 3.
Great. All right.
Don't call me Shirley.
I love Leslie Nielsen. They suck without MJF. MJF left the hole. Well, here comes Trick. Now, somebody asked, why were we getting the tag match in the main event? I'm going to assume it's because there's two main roster talent involved.
I still don't like that, though. Like I said this, and I know you were on your pause during most of the triple threat match. If you watch that triple threat match, that should have been the main event. Like I understood. I even said literally exactly what you said there. If I understand why they're going to do that as the main event, because it's main roster talent coming down. I still think you could have gotten away with that, with doing that top of the hour and had that be your, main event thing. But I get we've got to have the trick. We've got to have all this other shit that I don't know if you'd fit in after that or around it.
Fair enough. I mean, I was going to ask, what would you have had if you don't do this as far as marquee value?
The triple threat.
Sell the show. I mean, the triple threat's a valid argument, and again, based on the match quality, not a terrible shout. It's again, like you said, I understand why they're doing it, and I'm okay with them doing it. And it's Lola, so she's my main event. Let's go.
The side thrust again, as I got Trick out here cutting a promo.
Chu was out injured, yes. Who's going to come out?
Did we notice? Did we care? What?
About Chu?
Yeah.
We noticed. Let's be real. We noticed. We talked about it.
I was indifferent.
I like Wendy. I just hate the gimmick.
What the? You like Wendy Chu, but hate Ava Rain.
Wait.
He likes choo-choo trains, but hates rain. I don't know.
Wait, how did we get from one to there? Like, so, Meta 4.
Well, Meta 3.
Crusty, dusty, musty's Trick. Oh,
look. You talked about the other outfit before. Lash is fucking... If she sweats too hard, that thing might start to drip. That outfit. But still, Jakara Jackson is great. Like, honestly, the only one in this group that doesn't work is Ora Mensa.
Ora Mensa. Like, why you?
You didn't just miss me with all that. Like, you're stuck in NXT, my guy. The rest of us are going up. But Lash is very much getting into this hole because even we were talking about the sexy red thing earlier, and Trick put out a tweet kind of hyping it up or whatever, and Lash responded with like, "Excuse me." So we're starting to really work with this angle of Lash and Trick being a thing, of being like the ultimate kind of potential power couple in NXT.
Yeah. She's defending.
Yeah.
Oro, shut your mouth. You keep my woman's name out of your motherfucking mouth.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Oh, here we go. Let's fucking go here.
This works really well.
Except they just made him the #1 contender for another title.
One of two.
Yeah, they should have done that. They should have made one guy.
Who's to say they don't end up having a fucking match to where it's between the two of you and then, the two Utes, and then we have it to where Wesley's the fucking #1 contender. Yeah. That's even literally, I said too much. I gave too much away. I'm fucking phasing out over here.
Yeah, you're fucking Back to the Future over here.
Right.
Quick, kiss. Somebody out there kiss.
Whoa, pause. What?
Is the women's... Yeah, Gal is jumping. See, Joe Coffey shouldn't have got involved in the North American situation if this was what they were going to do.
But did you need something to cover up? No. Javon Evans. Oh, what the fuck? Hey, this kid's 100% put himself on the map out here.
Yeah, he's on the way up.
Oh, yeah.
He's like Kevin Knight for me.
Oh, absolutely. 100% perfect comparable right there.
Where's Anthony?
Well, and I've been on record of when we were watching and everything. I was saying of how Kevin Knight to me was the guy who should have been challenging for the X Division versus everybody fucking else. Trick just laying out Gallus right now. But yeah, so Javon Evans showed up, tried to intervene, and the numbers game is still, getting the better of Trick out here.
Yeah, I agree with you, Boston. I don't like the Trick metaphor rivalry at all. I much prefer what we're watching right now. I think
weren't you the one out here championing for Trick versus Noam?
No, never.
Sir?
No,
never. Roll back the footage. You weren't out here saying that would be a good match or anything.
I don't think so.
Bullshit.
Well, we can roll back the tape because I know we got to remind you sometimes of what happens during.
I know. I can tell you for a fact. We had this argument of I didn't like the match and you liked Noam versus Trick because you were saying how Trick was a Heritage Cup champion and you were saying, well, it adds some credibility of he's still going to go over with the win.
Just for easy, the only way that the Trick Noam thing works at all is just an easy win for the champ to kind of get his feet wet. This is much better. Gallus is much better.
Well, I don't deny that, but yes, 100%.
Angle at all, and I've never been a fan of metaphor, so I don't recall being like, "Yeah, let's go." I don't.
I wasn't saying you were out there, yeah, let's go, but you were at least justifying it. You were explaining the rationale.
As we're getting a battleground package. Yeah, see, I don't like that Joe just got involved in, like, is Joe going to win all the belts? Are we going to get Joe multi-champion? Like, and was Noam another one that's on the IR now officially?
Well, it's because that whole promo was set up around of who attacked Noam, and it's going to be set up like that. But it's the situation of you go after all the belts, you win none of the belts. If you're going to go after the North American Championship and the NXT Championship and this and that and the third, I know you're going to end up winning none of them.
Gallus, Joe Coffey going right after Trick is great. I think it's a really good choice.
Was he just thrown into the North American Championship scene because Ivar was going to be out and you had to have somebody there? Which then, granted, if that was the case, you shouldn't have done the double pin, but yeah.
Yeah, but like you could have put Lexus King in there to not win. Like, I mean, I don't.
Bro, he just lost to Dante Chen. He ain't fucking valid. Yeah, like I see your point of if you were going to throw somebody else in there, then you don't do the double finish, so you like double down on it.
Yeah, and Yeah, I mean, Noam's would be able to give Trick a good match. And I probably said that. I really don't like this whole envelope angle with Lash. I don't
Mhm.
recall ever being excited about Metaphor. I think Metaphor is
No one was saying that.
I think Metaphor has been trash for the most part. I don't love it. I just thought it was going to be an easy win. We could move on. Noam at the pay-per-view wasn't great for me. Joe Coffey's a much better choice.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I agree with you that Joe Coffey is the better choice. Yeah.
Does Trick take over Metaphor and it's Metaphor versus Gallus?
If Trick's involved with that, it's not called Metaphor anymore.
Trickafor.
I met a Trick.
Right. Coffee wants the lot. I ain't mad at it. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Marvin Baszler during her NXT was a girl with no friends. Now in Raw in NXT, she walking with two different friends.
She got some friends. She's popular because she's a badass.
Yeah, and her supposed friend just left and just started making a book and just talking nonsense.
Yeah. Is Sexy Red coming to NXT a good thing? I don't know who she is. Chat, enlighten me. I don't know if it's a good thing, a bad thing, a middle thing. Again, this woman is famous for her hit Pound Town and Pound Town.
Whoa.
That is what she's known for. She is internet famous. She has such classics as Get It Sexy with two Y's. Oh, wait, that's not her. Pound Town.
Now, why me? You crank that soldier boy. Now you crank that soldier boy.
looking for the hose. Bow wow wow. I don't want to.
Yippee yay.
Hood Rats, Hellcats, Pound Town 1 and Pound Town 2. So, yeah.
But again, it's eyes that wouldn't be paying attention to wrestling that would be much like, and we gave Tony credit when he showed up at the NFL draft with the neck brace and was talking about AW and everything until he kind of went too far with it. You were drawing new eyes that probably weren't paying attention to wrestling into wrestling.
She's kind of like.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to say she's kind of got. It's like the NXT version of Logan Paul, but she kind of looks like a trashy Nikki.
Those are the thoughts and opinions of one KJ White. As I got Robert Stone out backstage here with Dante Chen, but it's one of those of much like how they were going to do. We've talked about how they were going to do the UFC weekends. I'm sure during the UFC pay-per-views, they're going to make sure tune in tomorrow night for getting Money in the Bank, what have you, whatever pay-per-views paid with that. So I'm not fully mad at them using what they have to their leverage to try and draw eyes that don't normally watch pro wrestling into pro wrestling. Mm-hmm. And if from what I've seen of her, she actually does watch the product and everything versus she's just, trying to get some buzz up type shit. Yeah. And,
and here we go. I can't wait to go to NXT next week, y'all. I might RKO somebody. So to me, she looks like a low rent Cardi B. Again, yeah, fucking let's go. Let's have it. I kind of cheered for it earlier they're trying to create some buzz. NXT's been a little bit lackluster, so
yeah. Well, and NXT battle. So next week we're gonna have Roxanne Perez's opponent reveal. This is gonna be interesting. Oh, I was gonna say because I thought it was gonna be Julia. Well, everything I'd heard is it's gonna be Roxanne versus her at Heatwave. So
Julia.
Be interested to see who's gonna be her opponent at Battleground, and then
we're just having a reveal.
Well, yeah, and so we're getting a fit of 4-way for qualifier matches next week.
Next week.
Trick and Javon taking on Gallus next week as well. So next week's kind of stacking up here a little bit.
Is Mission taking an L next week to Tatum?
Oh, No. Well,
Actually,
if they would have kept her and the Good Brothers on the main roster, really kind of had them look they were starting to get used on the main roster, I would have said, she's taking the L to Tatum because Tatum's there every week. Mitchell looks like she might be there every week a little bit more than she is on SmackDown.
yeah, I just felt like that Tatum's like on the way up. Like she's heating up. She's done really well. She did really well coming out of the Bird Lady, story, even though they didn't conclude it, but she kind of got herself over. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards Tatum.
Fair enough. I'll take Mission, but she's got a stain on her fucking gi here. Like right in the no zone. Right in. You shouldn't have a stain there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for the main event. It is Karmen with a K. Get your votes in.
Now, what's up with Natty's glasses? Like, they halfway look cool, but they also halfway look like, are you wearing them upside down, ma'am? Because like all the frame is on the bottom versus on the top. So I'm like, oh, I know.
She was wearing them upside down.
Bro.
No. It's just her version of the Brett glasses.
She sat there and just gave them to Vic. Like, I can't find a child to give them to, so I'm going to give them to Vic Joseph.
And then her partner's just in the ring doing a fucking karate fucking exhibition for no reason.
Well, how do you feel about we've talked about this before with Drew, with the Claymore and everything, of bringing weapons to a match that you're clearly not going to use? It looks very fucking dumb.
I don't like it. I didn't like when Xia Li did it. I didn't like when Drew McIntyre did it. I don't like people
Mortal Kombat. But we've got Natty and Shayna right now kicking this off. So, folks, let us know who you're taking, whether you're taking Shayna and Lola, Team MMA versus, Natty and Petrovic of, I guess, Team Heart Foundation, Team Dungeon.
Yeah, let us know. The poll is up right now. Right now, it's 62% Lola and Baszler. I'm with everybody. They're the 62% of y'all. Could it have been Gallus that took out Noam Dar? Yeah, I'm wondering if Noam shows up next week and helps Trick. Confuses everybody.
What the fuck?
He's
fighting them.
Yeah, but if Gallus took out Noam would be buying a Gallus, and he would even the numbers 3-on-3.
So, all right, you're making my brain hurt. So you're saying with Trick Williams and Javon Evans taking on Gallus next week in a tag match, that Joe Coffey shows up and helps Trick win that match? Is that what you're saying?
Noam Dar returning to help Trick opposed to fighting Trick because Gallus was the one that took out Noam Dar as Anthony.
I misconstrued what you said because I thought you said Joe Coffey shows up and helps us. That's why I was like, what the mea culpa, as I've got.
Ashy red.
Okay. Petrovic with two out on Shayna here.
Aligning Javon. Maybe they do what they did with Trick and Carmelo with Javon and Trick.
Not a bad shout. Be very interesting. And you've got a long game to go with it. So, yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh, tandem tornado clotheslines from Natalya and Petrovic out here.
They've been practicing.
Synchronized swimming. As we're in commercial break, I still don't think we've reached even the 9. I think we're at like 5 or 6 right now.
No, yeah, definitely not making 9. I think it'd be 8 at most. 63% still taking Baszler and Lola as we go to commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. Get in that chat.
Well, Richard out here agreeing with you. Sorry, Noam returns next week, helps Trick and Javon win. So, yeah.
Again, kind of weird because you were building up Noam and Trick. Now you're building up Joe and Trick. You're also building up Joe fighting in a triple threat for the other title. So interesting for sure.
A wee bit.
They pivoted. They're like, this is a terrible idea.
Sweep the leg.
Right?
No, Amdar is Scottish, right? What if he means, or what if he teams up with Gallus? Maybe
He'd be like the annoying fucking lackey. Like they treat him like shit.
he just abandons metaphor, the faction he was running, to just go and be, you guys kick my ass, so I'm gonna be friends with you. I don't see that. I don't see it.
People in the chat trying to get a pop. That's generally what they do, Peter.
Little bit.
I got some funny feeling for this main event match.
What them feelings?
Yeah, geez. Step away from the lotion.
Whoa. At least have tissues.
Dynamite started tomorrow at 8. Usually, Roman, yes. We will be here live at 7:45.
That's a weird way to phrase that sentence, though. Of started tomorrow at 8. Of like, one's past tense and one's current tense. So I'm like, what? Are you from the future or the past? I don't know.
AJ not really feeling it.
But so again, I asked this when you were on a pause of around the top of the hour of how we feeling so far with NXT is we got 3 minutes on the clock here, unless we get runovers, we're back in action. But how we feeling about NXT of even compared to the past couple of weeks, if it's been on a little downtick for sure.
It hasn't really tickled my fancy tonight. I'll be honest with it. There's some good things in here, but Dante Chen didn't do it for me. I'm okay with this main event because I like the women involved. Gallus, I'm happy about them being back, but yeah, the show lacks give a fuck right now. That's the politest way I can put it. I don't much care about anything.
If there is anything to watch so far from tonight, and I'm not saying that this match in, I guess, 3 minutes could just turn into the greatest fucking 7-star match of all time here. But I got Shayna working over Petrovic. But to me, the one thing, if you're going to watch anything from tonight's NXT, is find the men's triple threat qualifying match for the North American title and watch that. Beyond that, the missable episode of NXT.
And even that, I don't love the whole we banged heads and we both pinned the guy. I don't love it.
I still say beyond that, like the rest of the match was good and everything. Like it was just an interesting finish on an already good match. Mm-hmm. Maybe watch Fallon Henley versus Thea to kick off the show, but that's more of to watch Fallon. That was kind of predictable, wasn't super great, but yeah. Again, I think overall missable. Again, 3 strikes, and they're almost starting to seem out here with NXT.
Definitely going through an influx. Definitely, there's some talent that they're trying to get over, and but they are lacking some of the people. Like, maybe there is a void. We went from seeing Ilya on the show, and Carmelo on the show, and Braun on the show, and Corbin on the show. Now we're not getting any of them. Like it's Bird Lady's gone. Keon is gone. No. I'm tired of not having the main event be champion spot. Paul, you might have to extend that comment or expand on that thought.
If I'm going to extrapolate upon it of how like the trick segment should have, I guess, been to end the show. I'm assuming what he was saying.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with the champ just having again, that doesn't have to be the main event spot. I'd rather a match be the main event.
But it's again, as we've talked about how Swerve books, how Swerve is booked in AEW, you can still have your champion not end the show. It's you still have to have them in something halfway prominent. And all due respect, Trick's the NXT champion, which is significantly different than Cody as WWE champion and Damian as World Heavyweight champion.
So was the last part you said there?
Moving on. I'm not going to try and repeat it because I can barely even remember it.
Trying to follow the bouncing ball. But yeah, no, I mean, Tricks, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, again, I
was talking about how Swerve hasn't been presented that great, almost similar to an extent of how Trick's been presented on NXT, but I was saying how there's a difference between Swerve as your world champion versus Trick's your NXT champion.
Yeah, no, I get where you're going with that, but at the end of the day, I mean, I think Trick's been presented better than Swerve. Maybe not. I mean, Trick against, doing this stuff with Metaphor hasn't really tickled my fancy, but it's been prominent at least. But yeah, I don't need Trick in the main event spot unless Trick's having a match. Like next week, Trick in a match, I'd like that to be the main event.
Fair enough. As we're getting tags in and outs between Petrovic and Natalya, as we're clearly setting up the double suplex, chop block into an inside cradle. So Lola and Natty right now.
Maybe Lola becomes the number one contender. Oh, back elbow on Shayna. She goes down.
Petrovic breaks it up.
Team Canada for the win. I mean, I like that show. That's funny. Noam should go back to the wheelchair. Boston, I agree. That was when he was funny.
No, I don't need to see any more wheelchairs because Adam Cole fucking ruined that shit. Because does anyone care about the Undisputed Kingdom anymore? Or actually, no, Roddy and Adam Cole, actually. Both. The hell with both of them.
Wow. Trouble in Paradise. Spinning front kick.
Well, I'm seeing Paradise. I'm seeing booty shakings and clappings before we go into a sharpshooter on Natty.
People booed.
Now he's going to hit the sharpshooter on Lola. Now he's going to get the babyface win. She's going to make Lola tap. Oh, Shayna's going to break it up.
Oh.
Oh, got the Hajime. The Coquina clutch. Oh, rolls out through. I was going to say, but neither of them are the legal woman.
Yeah,
Petrovic still got to get the tag. Natty's the legal woman. I'm not going to let this match die to legal man syndrome.
No, I just think that was Shayna's way of neutralizing the woman temporarily, but she got the worst of it.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, no, but so we've got a tag in. Petrovic. Oh, I've seen that move before. You pop somebody up and they get hit with a clothesline. 1, 2, 3. It was the heart attack. That's what they fucking hit. I'm dumb. They hit the heart attack on Lola to get the 1, 2, 3. Let's go. So Natty and Petrovic pick up the 1, 2, 3 on Lola and Shayna.
They've been on the losing end of this whole rivalry, so I guess maybe the rivalry's not over.
I could see that. I mean, I said this earlier. Of we saw it with the Good Brothers showing up. We've seen it with talking about Mitchin being involved in NXT. Natty's been predominantly involved in NXT. It's amazing how no one got drafted to NXT. Like these are all SmackDown superstars, I believe. But they're heavily featured on NXT and don't seem to be going anywhere.
Is Shayna going to beat up Lola?
Oh, no. Oh, Lola.
No.
Shayna.
Yes, go Lola. She may have lost, but she's feeling okay.
I was going to say, I think Shayna still won in that situation. Of each the head kick, and then Lola just starts twerking.
I felt like I won.
Whips and chain handcuffs.
Cut
the Hajime.
You dumbass.
The Coquina clutch. It's like Jason Voorhees. You always got a double tap.
Yeah. You don't stop and shake. You get down the ramp and then shake.
Move. Yeah. So we're very much setting up for Lola versus Shayna. That's what you're going to get at Battleground because, again, You're gonna get Shayna UFC Apex. You're gonna get MMA fighter versus MMA fighter. You're gonna get your fight pit match. Let's go.
Maybe. Yeah.
Give it to me.
Lola. Oh, here comes the navel.
Bro, she looks like she manages a Gap or an Old Navy.
It's ridiculous.
You want this? Say less. See, Battleground. So we're doing this at Battleground. NXT Underground.
We're going back to the underground.
Just fucking hell. You were there, and then you took us there.
I'm good with it. The last one was good, man. Same
yeah,
idea.
But that's like you can have pizza or grilled cheese.
What's the difference? You said, they're gonna give us a fight pit. They gave us underground. Same shit, different pile.
One's in a pit and one just doesn't have ropes.
Yeah, but the same concept. Like, fuck. It's like it is what it is. It's still a gimmick on a gimmick. We're good.
It's close, but not quite. But I will concede that is not a hill I will die on, as I'm getting videos of mountains right now. So that does it for NXT.
Yeah, we're done. It's over.
Right.
It's over. Okay, thank God. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will take your ratings out of 10. Let us know. How did you feel about NXT tonight? Was it a good one for you? Did you enjoy it? What did you like? What didn't you like?
I don't know. When you ended it with, oh, okay, thank God. I don't know if that's a good sign for the show.
It was a struggle, man. This one was bad.
Has that, though, become a trend? I'm worrying that that's become a trend.
I'm just worried that the people they're currently highlighting are not going to be able, we'll wait and see how they go. But is Lexis King, is Josh Briggs, is Karmen and Lola, are they going to get this show to the next, back to that, where it was prior to the draft?
I understand that. I think this is needing a lot of runway. This is this has that delicate dance of it's still developmental as much as it's the third brand, and it was the third brand. We had Braun, we had Carmelo, we had all of this, and now we don't. So now we're back to this needs a lot of runway to really flesh some shit out here and really build some. It's not one of those of you respawn, halfway through the fucking story here. You're back at square one. And now we run this back as best we can here. So that's the thing is, I understand that the past couple episodes have not been great. I'm just hoping that we're starting to move this in the correct direction, that we're starting to go on that pathway of rebuilding versus stagnation. And that's the worry.
Yeah, that's my fear, is that are they going to be able to put together enough that we start caring again? We'll see. I mean, it's a tough one. I'm concerned, and I'll be 100% honest. And I see some of the comments here. I think as long as Ava keeps coming out and running around acting like the GM, the show's always going to lose points for me. I can't get behind Ava Raine as the manager of this show. I don't believe her. She's younger than everybody. I don't take her serious. There's got to be someone else out there. Let Robbie.
Should it be Sean?
What?
Should it be Sean?
It could be Sean. It could be Regal. It could be several people.
Regal's probably the best fit.
Yeah. I mean, Ava, just no offense to Ava, it's just she doesn't fit the role she's in. You're being she's bossing around people that are older than her, that are more experienced than her, that are more qualified than her. It just adds to the overall Mickey Mouse vibe of NXT right now.
It feels like when you're at somebody's house for a fucking sleepover or something like that, and they're like, no, we don't do that. It's one of those. It just seems so out of place. I wanted to give it credit. I wanted to. Well, what the fuck else are they going to do with her? But now that you have Regal, and Regal's been on TV, he's point blank period. He's already shown it. He should be the one doing it. Imagine if you're WWE, and even then, when you even just to go full nerd and think about who's booking the shows, you have Adam Pearce, Nick Aldis, and William Regal. Tell me that doesn't sound like a murderer's row.
Yeah, and maybe the argument is that, William's busy with the main roster. He's, Triple H's right hand up there. Fine. There has to be another. Like I said, I would be happier if if fucking Rob Stone was running the fucking show. There's other people that I could take. Make Natty the GM. It's an improvement. At least I take her serious as a wrestler.
Everyone's going to be in a cat scratch fever match. Latex. LJ is saying she feels like a big sister that nobody takes seriously.
Yeah. Like she comes running in the living room, starts screaming, and they're like, "You're not my fuck off."
She's the Lisa Simpson of pro wrestling. You might be right, but no one wants to fucking hear you.
Yeah. Right? Get the fuck out of here.
I agree with KJ. I actually have disdain for Eva. I tried to be positive to mess with KJ, but she takes herself too seriously. Like, calm down, kid.
Yeah, like you said, the older sister's a great analogy, and it just I struggle to take her serious. And again, part of it, and I know we make jokes in the chat, and I seriously, like, imagine we tune in on Friday and Nick Aldis is in a tank top and surfer shorts. Looks like some Waller. We're not going to take him serious, and I'm going to criticize that. If Pierce was running around in a fucking mesh top and leather pants, I'm not going to take him serious. I'm not. If he looks like one of the Bashams, we got a problem. So that's my other issue is, okay, you want her to be the boss? Dress her up like the boss. Make her look like an executive. Make her look like a young Stephanie. And make me take her serious. But her running around in Doc Martens and fucking little skirts and crop tops and jean jackets and again, it just doesn't work for me. I don't take you serious because you look like you manage my local fucking Walmart. Not even that. Go back to Hot Topic.
Don't you talk to me, young lady.
Yeah. Put some clothes on.
Exactly. You're not going out dressed like that.
Right. Says the father of a daughter for sure.
I was going to say 100% spoken like a true father.
But yeah, this show was rough for me. I felt like last week there was some stuff I kind of liked a little bit. I think I stopped at a 6 last week, so I don't know if this week's going to beat last week. Outside of that triple threat, like you said, even the main event was
Fair. NXT summer camp with Ava Rain. Yeah, she looks more like a camp counselor.
Put her in charge of Level Up.
Yeah, honestly, shit. Do that. That's not a bad shout at all.
Fuck, I don't care.
Tonight's show was a roller coaster. More just the kitty roller coaster. We just had one drop. What
is it? The jawbreaker from the
oh yeah.
Or the toothbreaker. What the fuck was that?
Whatever. I like the number one contenders match and tag match. The women's matches were solid, but the Lexus King and Trick segments weren't good. So fair enough. So hey, at least you said there was some negative.
Well, and I think
hard to run away from that on this show.
And for the people that say that we only particularly pick on one brand, again, for the same reason that I give Wednesday shit, Tuesday's becoming that. Yeah. The matches didn't suck. Like, I wasn't sitting there like, oh my God, this match is terrible. Look how bad the wrestling is. But I didn't give a fuck. Like, I really just didn't care. You got to make me care. I didn't.
Right. Well, MDB out here, the best part of their show was the side commentary by Wrestling for Life Network. Absolutely. Where the wrestling fans you can't get in your real life and the wrestling commentary you need in your life.
Wrestling might suck, but we never do.
Right. You give me that Baconator. Well, I got some McDonald's, not some JD's, but some McDonald's waiting on the side here.
That was my breakfast.
KJ, this is that's where that came from. This is a Wendy's, sir.
Fuck, I wouldn't even take her serious as the Wendy's logo. Come on now. We know who your dad is. I think that's part of my come on. We know why you're here.
But that's what we got to. We talked about it earlier with Joe Coffey saying of how I only listen to the final boss. I don't mind that they're going into the nepotism angle of it. Of we know truly why you're here. You may sit there and try and act like I can run this fucking Hot Topic, Dad, but you're going to be out here and I'm going to go to who's really going to answer this. She's the Tony Khan of WWE, of just out there. You can't take her fucking seriously. Just looks fucking belligerent. Doesn't have a fucking clue what she's going on. And she's only there because her dad's a fucking billionaire. Yeah. She literally is the Tony Khan of WWE.
So then lean into that. Be an asshole. And be an asshole. Be a pretentious.
Neck brace.
Yeah. Like, lean into that. Have, literally of do you know who my dad is? I'll have you removed from this company in a minute. Like that type of thing. Like
go full Stephanie. That's Stephanie.
Go Steph.
Well, no, because then it's all about the game and how you play it.
They legit on the network right now. There's NXT Level Ups on, but it's that light bright girl and her tag team partner who they look like twins, but it's Kendall Gray and the Brinley Light. I don't know what the fuck she is.
How can you have gray and light and everything and have it? They're just the light bright. That's what they are. They're light bright.
That's what they should be called. Tooth Chipper. Yes.
You mean like the Disney teacup ride? Make you dizzy at the end? There you go.
Right. I'm gonna give tonight's show a 4.5. Almost passed.
Oh, that's harsh.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
John saying, do you think that they're overusing the backstage angles? Fair. I was gonna say maybe not, but yeah, I could see either side for it. It's very much you're dancing with the line. So if you're dancing with the line, you're closer to being, too much than too little.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a little too much, right? You had Blair Davenport beating everyone up back there. Then we saw Ivar get jumped in the back. Noam gets jumped in the back. Now, if they connect the two, fair enough. I'll give you that. But yeah, tonight I struggled.
I can tell. Apparently, you're getting hard in the paint with a 4.5. I'll go a full point over you, and I'd say 5.5.
I'll accept that.
I still, and this is, I guess, me being more of a NXT tourist or what have you here. There was stuff that I liked, and again, I think I'm more giving them the exception of trying to figure it out post, draft and everything. Now, if we're month 2 into this, it's going to be a much more. I almost feel like I need to be harsher even then.
Yeah, at that point. And we'll make last call on the chat here, folks. We appreciate everyone for being here tonight, as always. And again, you have Parker, you have Lash, you have Trick. Gallus is back now. There is potential. We're going to get a North American Women's Champion. There is potential, but this is the lull, and they need Battleground's got to be good, and then you got to build coming out of Battleground. You got to give us some shit. Maybe Mission stays. Maybe Natty stays. Maybe we need some name value down here for a bit.
Oh, well, I think you need to keep some name value down there, period. You need that to help that bridge across. And I do think that they need to be hitting before we get to Battleground. You can't use Battleground as your launch, but you need to already be having traction into Battleground. So they need to start moving the gears here.
Yeah, you only got a couple weeks. Let's figure this out.
Right.
Baconator out of 10. Now you're making me hungry, bro. Baconator. I love me a Baconator.
Baconator or Bacon King from Burger King?
Ooh.
They're the same fucking sandwich, just from different restaurants.
Yeah,
so
but
which one?
The Bacon King might have a slight edge for me. I love a Baconator, but I don't know. The charbroiled wins it out for me.
It's not actually charbroiled, right?
Well, opposed to just.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. I'm dispelling the myth of it's not actually charbroiled.
It's a better taste,
a little bit more like it's charbroiled.
It's a big.
But no, I would go with the Bacon King. I agree with you.
Yeah. That's an American thing. Y'all suck.
What?
Taking shortcuts.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Welcome to America.
Shots fired. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, really, now that we're talking about Wendy's and there's only 30 people left, I think we're good to say goodnight, my friend.
Well, we need to make sure you choose us. And speaking of Wendy's, and make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button here. You see what I did there? I pulled it back around.
Well played.
Right.
Can't wait to see. Yeah, come back tomorrow. We will be live. It's going to be interesting. Lots going on. The go home show for Double or Nothing. Don't miss out. Be a friend, tell a friend. Let's see if we can blow the chat up tomorrow night and get it booming. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. It was night of NXT. That's all I got.
You can turn into the rockin' night for Dynamite tomorrow. Satnam Singh versus Bryan Danielson.
It's gonna
this
little guy climb that tree.
Pause on that note. But our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you better put that forward life with it.
Ready, Nick? See you on the flip side. Have a good night. Come back tomorrow.